So, that's time. You guys had been taken by General Grendridge. You guys went to Padre Prison. You ended up finding out the name. After you guys had stayed there a total of 2 days, you spoke with Gax, who was the half-orc professor that you had spoke with, Gildor, in prison. You found some information, learned quite a bit about yourself, as well as more within your backstory. You guys then thought to kind of break out of prison. You decided not to go with Arlanda after Orem sent the message. And instead, you guys went with General Grendridge and Jonah, one of the guards. As you guys did so, you killed a couple guards, tossed them down a couple pits that you guys then escaped out into the desert, where Jonah fled and Grendridge went with you. You guys ran out into the desert fleeing, and in doing so, ran into this sandworm that had these abomination arm appendages, like, ripping off of it. You guys defeated it with almost losing Gildor, but able to do so. And now, kind of at midday, under the heat of the desert, about 120 degrees, you guys are sweating, except for Gildor and Orem. And as you guys are doing so, Grendridge sees this airship as you guys now see it approaching, and it seems as if this is what he was speaking of earlier that you guys missed or decided not to take. That's where we're going to start. So
use one of your D20s, because these two things are getting cursed by Satan.
Oh, you need some D20s?
These last couple weeks, these things have been the most cursed fucking things on the planet.
Yeah, there you go. I was about to say, we got plenty over here.
Because I literally just nonchalantly just dropped it, and I looked over. Now I'm like, oh hell no.
God.
It's like, no, I've had enough of your shit.
Alright, so we're going to start with, you guys are seeing this airship gliding by, with the desert heat blazing. As it gets to about 200, 300 feet away, you see this rope that starts dropping down as it gets tossed by this figure above it. You see it as the wind just kind of starts taking the ship down. You see Grendridge kind of turn to you guys. Alright, we need to get on. If we're taking this, we go now. He turns, he looks at you guys. You guys going?
Yo, hell yeah.
Alright, you guys start running.
Degrees.
Alright, everybody give me an athletics check as you see this rope now drop down, and you guys are just running.
Athletics, you said?
Yep. 8. The ship is about 120 feet up, but the bridge, the rope ladder, is kind of elongated down about 100 feet. So you guys are, kind of finding a desert dune. You guys are running up, seeing it about 10 so feet above, and you're running and jumping and boom.
We did take a short rest. What, after we killed the sandworms, right?
No.
We did not.
No.
We didn't get it in. Okay, I could swear.
No, you guys have just.
Okay.
Unless you guys wanted to.
Yeah, we said.
I'd say while you guys were. Yeah, you did. You did.
Why I thought.
Yeah, you did.
Did we?
While you took apart, harvested stuff and looked in the air. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Your dice are blessed.
Can I forgo the athletics roll and just turn into like a ferret and ride on this guy?
Yeah, if you want to.
There's a ferret. You're
Unnatural 20.
Cool.
Oh, okay. So you easily. So
something.
you see life as you kind of run up. You go and you grab. And you make it. Who else? What'd you get, Gildor?
Bearded dragon. Not ferret. Bearded
17.
dragon. We're in the desert. Right.
Ooh, Grendridge.
It's also the
Okay, what'd you get?
20.
25. Okay, so
I want him.
you three easily make it up, make your way up about 10 feet. You two, along with Grendridge. What'd you roll, Gildor?
17.
Okay, you make it. Barely. You kind of grab on quickly, your upper half, you pull yourself up. Grendridge and Life, both running, kind of falling behind for a moment. You guys both jump, boom, and both grab on almost at the same time, going into, not waiting. You kind of slam into each other, both of you grabbing onto like one ledge of each rung of the bottom of this rope ladder. You're barely kind of hanging on. Give me an athletics, or give me a constitution check. Grendridge kind of pulls himself up. Oh yeah, so you guys both just kind of pull yourselves up. After doing so, you guys are sweating now. You see, he kind of turns down. I thought we were gonna. And he kind of looks down, and you see a worm just tapering off, rippling through, and you see two, somewhat smaller than the one you fought, but you know that they're present. With you guys running, quakes were made. He looks. It's a good thing we made it. Now he looks up. Let's see what's what her and her crew are gonna be like today. You guys start making your way up. And as you guys do so, give me a perception check, everybody.
19.
All right, now you guys are just all going up and over the side of the ship, correct?
20.
Yep. Okay. All right, so you roll?
Oh, fine.
19.
19. All right,
Well,
so
you guys are no longer blessed.
as you look, you turn around. For the most part, you guys see a crew. Looks to be about 12 to 15 men and women, individuals, mix match, and then right in front, what looks to be the captain, you see this pale-skinned female with like this white, ghostly hair. You see, she looks to be athletic, built, maybe early 30s. She's wearing this bright blue bandana with white clouds that are kind of drawn all over it. You see General Grendridge. He kind of walks up. She turns to him. Oh, Gren. He looks at her. So you do love me, huh? He goes up to her. She kind of like turns away. So what trouble are you in now? She says to him. She looks at you, now the party. So, this is what I picked up from Padre, huh? You see Grendridge kind of turn around behind her. Well, guys, this is one of my ex-girlfriends. Her name is Vanessa.
Wow, it's pushed over me.
Vanessa Hemtrix. We we went easy for quite a while, didn't we? And she kind of just rolls her eyes. You notice that as she rolls her eyes, they're like this white, pale ghost. She kind of turns. So, why did you need me? And what is my payment? Grendridge kind of turns. Now, honey.
Oh, that shit ain't gonna work.
I thought we said we were gonna start going easy again.
No.
She just rolls her eyes. Alright, so where are we headed to? If I'm gonna be taking you somewhere, I didn't steal this airship for nothing. So, where are we headed to? Grendridge kind of looks at you all. Well, he takes the toy. Are we gonna be turning this? Or who has the toy? He doesn't have it.
I have.
You have it. Are we going to be returning that that toy Jonah gave us?
So our end goal is this forest to the north. Contraband, something.
As you say that,
Contraband.
Vanessa, contrabands hold.
That's it.
That's
Oh, yeah, he's-
As soon as we're on the fucking thing, I would have stopped.
all right. So you're no longer.
Yeah. I forgot all about it. It was so obvious to me that I forgot all about it. Yeah. I
So
just
you go
needed
back.
to not do an athletics joke. I'm fucking awful at this. I'm not a jock. I'm a nerd.
Fair enough.
100%.
Fair fucking enough.
So she mentions it. What makes you go there?
Where we're going? I don't. Point. What?
It's about a 2-day travel.
Via airship or by foot?
I can make it maybe in a day and a half.
With an airship or on foot?
Airship.
Okay.
On foot, I take you maybe a week.
That's what I did. General, from what we recall, there's a timetable we're trying to follow here, right?
Well, if we want to stop Miss Volt, she's meeting about high midday within the sun, 2 days time.
I mean, right there. I think
And I'd like to be there a little early if possible.
It sounds like we don't have time to make a pit stop.
Trying to make pirates
The
get
dude
me.
didn't give us a deadline to turn it.
Exactly. No.
You didn't. I just would like to know that don't just swindle his toy for his boy. But
Sir,
I guess
I don't even know how to open it, and I really don't care about money anyway.
Also, I just want to say
It was a dog.
that was a nice ride you got later, sir. I thought you didn't think anyone would notice that, and I did. So good on you.
Well, I guess, and he turns. Now, at this point,
dog filled with gold.
at this point, you guys are kind of standing upon this deck. You see, it's got from kind of end to end, it's about probably 50 feet, maybe 25 feet wide. And you notice that the head of it has kind of like this draconic almost look to it, with sails that almost resemble like wings.
It's like the prow, like have like a dragon head. Or
Yeah, the very front of it does, almost like the head bestowed upon it with the tail in the back. You notice that there's one huge ballista that is located at the very front of the ship. And at this point, you notice looking upon, there's a bunch of individuals on this cruise ship. Now that you have a better look, about 18, maybe 20, and they all have this same tattoo. It's like a sideways, God, what's the best way?
Are you telling me these guys are sky pirates?
Yes, in a way.
So, yeah.
It's like a wind symbol, like a breeze, but it's sideways, and you can see the words "crooked wind" as you guys are kind of walking about. They kind of look around and kind of give you the eye. Not sure. They seem to be allowing you to be on their ship,
Kind
but
of like that. Wave and everything.
yeah, kind of like a wave sideways almost.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can see with like swirls this depicting it downwards. As you guys walk along the ship, Grendridge follows you to the back, and then you see Vanessa come towards the bottom mid part of the ship, and you guys all take a seat. Well, we'll be there in about half day. If we head straight there with good wind, maybe a little bit later or sooner, depending on the weather. So I'm thinking 14 hours will most likely be able to be at least reaching Contravent's Hold. You see Grendridge pull out his map and he slams it on the table. This is the area within a quarter mile of where we think she might be located and having her so-called meeting. You notice that it's about halfway into the forest. That's probably going to take another 6-ish hours, depending on how low you guys get and if you guys want to be stealthy or not. However your entry is, that's all up to you guys. So you're looking at, anywhere between 14 to 20 hours.
Here's my map, because I have a map of the forest.
You do.
Too.
He actually stole your map and
Son of a
copied it,
bitch.
so
Yeah.
that's where he got the map. So when he kind of throws it down, you're like,
Son of a bitch.
son of a bitch. But you notice now he has kind of marked out part of the forest.
Fuck you, I'm gonna copy
Yeah,
it.
as you see it, you kind of mark it down and give me a perception check.
Alright.
Yeah,
You don't just take another man's
that's right. I didn't take yours.
You even have. Oh wait, you have the tattoo, don't you? That allows you to write.
No, we never did take that.
No.
We were talking about it, all those,
I'll allow him to just jot it down to memory.
Yeah, but I don't know if he
even
has
needs
any
to.
writing utensils at all.
Right, but he can.
I have a quill. I have an ink pen.
He just, as you say that, is he looking at him furiously, trying to, sweating at the brow.
Looking for a pen.
Yeah.
Get rid of that shit.
21?
Yeah, so you depict it. You can tell that it's about halfway and almost in the dead heart of the forest. And you notice that there seems to be somewhat of a waterfall depiction that has been denoted by Grendridge.
Waterfall at the center.
Yeah, waterfall and some sort of like river. You can see that it runs for the most part all the way through the forest. Now, as you guys are here, you see Vanessa. She kind of sits down. Now, we'll have food and drink brought, but who are the individuals that are going to be flying amongst my, and she kind of leans back, newly acquired ship? If I stole it and put my neck out for you, if we're going to be working together, I have something that I need if I'm going to be taking you.
How unethical is this need you need from us? On a scale of like 1 to 10.
I don't think it's unethical at
10
all.
being like murder.
There is no murder that I would really think if you are going to help my sister. Her name is Beatrix Hemtrix. She is running for election here in Hexwell.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
She's being out-muscled, and she's being out-bought. The political field is a rough one currently, and she is trying to do good. But she seems to be having trouble lately. And with the elections getting ready to kick off, she's already falling behind. She's had her office broken into many times, many of her advertising materials stolen or marked unable to be used. Her name's beginning to be slandered around the universities. If this keeps up before the elections even start, she'll have no need to even run. There'll be no need to. You see Grendridge, he just kind of sits off, starts pouring a drink, and just immediately just starts drinking. She kind of looks over to him. He's like, what? I was listening. Now, as you guys sit here, she kind of turns and looks. So, you are going to be helping me. I need to know that you can help her. Whenever you are done, whenever this is all said, drop you back off in Albazine. Check in on her. Tell her I sent you. And just keep an eye on her now and then. Or maybe once a week. Make sure that she's not being bullied, or if you could help her in any way, I'm sure that she has plenty of money. A politician. Not crooked though. Can't buy her, but he may be able to buy you. Now, say we agree to this. I drop you off. Maybe give you some air support. As he kind of turns and Grendridge has told me some things about what's transpiring. I may not be able to be too much of help in the forest, but may be able to give some aid getting you there. Maybe helping you drop in a couple of my men. It's up to you, though.
Hey, instead of you go to men, could you give me, like, bones?
Yeah, we'll take your man.
Just bones, period. It doesn't have to be people bones. Stop being racist about skeletons and me being undead.
I have the cook, and we, I'm sure, can get some easily for you. If
Chicken bones.
you would like us, I'm sure. How many do you need?
A pile. 2 piles of bones. Specifically.
Okay, so you want what we talked about? Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. About 12. We'll say about 12 pounds worth.
Wait, no, not one large pile of bones. 2 distinct small piles of bones.
So as you go through,
How
and
big is a pile?
she kind of looks.
6.
We can make that happen, but what about the rest of you? Do you have any other warrants out other than Ren here taking you in?
Technically, if he didn't tell anybody, that wasn't we'd be guilty of.
Well, that's the plan here, or I wouldn't have stolen an airship. If we can get your name cleared from Padre, then for anybody that knows, nothing happened.
When we first started, there was a lot of posters down there too.
Post for us.
Yeah, because they're there, the rocks were after us.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's a whole different reason. Nothing about that.
I don't know, we might have connections.
So, I'm gonna be forthcoming. We, such as yourself, are kind of anti-establishment. We're not exactly fans of...
Look at my ship, so am I.
Yeah, exactly.
government.
I think you might be on the right ship.
Yeah, exactly. You're talking about a sister who isn't corrupt and can't be bought. Digging that. So yeah, we're morally aligned, I believe.
Yeah, fuck the power. I like
Whatever
trees.
allows me to use my spells on living subjects is always.
You said that a little.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, I'm like, as long as I can do that without being thrown in jail by doing it to bandits and scum, I'm a happy man.
Okay, there we go. Okay, we're friends. Because I was about to dread. I'm like, what the fuck?
How about currently we do ascertain a little bit more information as we travel? What is a couple key information, maybe moments that I should know about your lives as we travel together. I'll tell you one. I killed our mother. We didn't like her, and she beat us, so I pushed her down a well.
Fun.
Yep.
Cool.
I became a rebel, and my sister went into politician. The political field, I guess. Excuse me.
Tell the story.
I mean, not so much. I steal airships, make good money. Not a bad life. You're the one in prison, and I'm rescuing you, so who's the one talking about life decisions?
Technically, didn't commit a crime.
Technically, you didn't, but
Actually, we kind of did.
you also blew up a manor. That's
No, the manor's owner blew up the
The
manor.
man
We just
from
happened to
Buster.
clear
We
up.
just haven't. Yeah. It's very what you didn't know.
She
about
kind of just leans back and takes a
Yeah,
drink,
something to
rolls her
drink
eyes.
now, and then it fucking exploded.
That's why you don't leave them so dusty, because they can just, go boom. We were just having it nearby.
What
I
about
didn't even know
you,
Minotaurs could explode.
Bones? What is your name?
Gildor.
Boom.
Tell me something about yourself.
I accidentally became a skeleton and have no memory how.
Interesting.
Fun.
What about you?
Perrin Lyden.
Why are you here? Amongst these other
Colorful,
wary
wonderful
adventurers.
characters. Yes, these are my friends. God, fuck me. Well, it all started with a rock, and now this rock is, it's a whole. I'll give it like the TLDR, Ranger here to protect the trees. I'm down with the, fuck the government, fuck the power, anarchy, and all that.
So are you interested what's happening in the forest then?
Yes, that is a good interest there. I need to see what's going on with that.
Remember your interests. If we're going there, be careful of what may lie there. Remember to protect it if that is how you truly feel. I'll be watching you. See if you're true to your word. What about you, Metal One?
Much like our skeleton here, I woke up in an abandoned workshop with only the ability to speak primordial. No idea why.
Interesting.
Common is not my first language.
Can Warforged get drunk?
No.
No.
Can I do that?
No.
I'm saying this as you.
No.
No. I'm saying it as Zora.
Yeah.
No.
And you?
Because if it was, could you get me some?
What about you?
Huh?
Led a corrupt kingdom. A corrupt king. On my way. Saw a way out. I left. Swore to uphold the law. Traveled here. Looking for a better future. Nothing corrupt. There. So
Another
I'm
area.
choosing to fight.
I guess they're all corrupt in some way.
A rebel.
Invited to the school.
Revolutionaries. What are they?
Realize
Gildor, shut your mouth!
it's always
Did you see Grendridge just turn?
I'm saying this to him.
And I'm saying this to you, Gildor.
I hear your shit.
I was invited to the school that these two were at. We got there, we found out. Yeah. But I got some cool incantations.
And you, Tiefling, what brings you here?
I just want my family to be safe. If not that, then free and alive.
A good reason.
What's that last one?
Free and
Free and
alive.
alive. If not safe, at least they're free and
Gildor takes a gun.
Like, that's fucked up.
Don't use that word a lot. That's great. Hey.
He's saying if they were skeletons, you'd be mad. It's fucked up.
I say we can at least drink to that. Now, I can give you small quarters. They have a bunk and a pot. This is Vanessa now speaking. But please just don't mess with the crew. Don't steal anything, or we will have issues. You guys now know over time, you guys have been talking for about 2-3 hours now. Time has kind of passed, and as you guys eat and talk and discuss adventures, you guys notice that the airship is quite high now. And as the cloud region is already elevated quite high up already, you notice that as the airship ascends even higher, the air becomes quite thin. Gildor and Orm, you guys don't even aren't even affected by it. But the rest of you notice, kind of used to this, you're breathing a little bit more. It's quickened. And after a few moments, you realize that it's a little bit different. Now, while
Man, it feels like daggers within my lungs.
you get used to it. Now, is there anything you need, or are you going to be just resting until we get close to the forest?
Alex,
Yeah, I'd like to rest and get bones.
could be so kind as to point out some.
We understand, Yodor.
He's very-
I'll get you your bones,
He's very
and I'll make
consistent.
sure that Vanessa brings them. But for right now,
Yeah, if you could, got any like?
actually, hang on. And you see him just walk off.
Gilder has it
birds? Run like an airship. There.
You're kind of in the middle of a hall, so you kind of, walk up onto the main deck and you look, and you can tell now it's starting to become a little bit dusk.
Yeah.
You can see that there are some birds, but they're not above, really, they're below.
Yeah.
You're a little too high for where most of them are. The elevation is almost, you're above the clouds, essentially.
Yeah. I'll go find Vanessa
Mm-hmm.
and ask her for if I could get some biscuits or some kind of crackers. Crackers.
Yeah, you can have them there.
Thanks.
There's some at the... Yeah.
It's like
and
two little clone
Can,
packets.
can you take us down to bird level, please? I have a message to send. The cracker is relevant.
Do we need to do it right this moment, or can it wait before? And she looks, and you notice she has like this meter next to her, and it's gauging what looks like a time, a day, and then what looks like something else. You're quite unsure.
You could probably wait until we actually lower.
Yeah.
Or just do it from the deck.
Are you there, Gilder? You there? So he walks up onto the deck, and you want him to wait until he's.
We're already there.
Oh, we're there, or descending, or.
You said it's about 20 hours. That's enough. So if I do it now,
And she kind of looks up. I'd say about 10 more hours, maybe.
I mean, if we do it now and I send the message, I can then swap the spell out. Another spell. So that's why I want to kind of do it now, so that way I can send it, and then I have another spell.
That makes a lot of sense.
Because I can now control large quantities of water in various forms, and that's a pretty fucking good idea in a number of ways. So as many water spells as I can get.
This is when I start walking up on deck over here in the conversation and then hearing about the water. I'm like, yeah, and I'm like holding the map, reading it over, and like, yeah, it's probably a good idea because there's a big, massive waterfall and river at the center of this forest, so that's probably gonna come in handy a little bit.
Cool. I mean, I can conjure water. I don't even need. I can just do it. So yeah, I'd like to send it. I'd like to send this message, and then we'll maybe hear back. But otherwise,
And then,
Give me a persuasion check.
that's fine. I'm terrible at this. 11.
Yeah, we're gonna be staying on course until we're probably about 5 hours out.
I think 5 hours out, we.
Be ready in 5 hours.
Okay. Some taking it.
Crew,
Got some taking.
prepare the sails. Max
Animal messenger.
speed.
This is when I lift up his arm and I start dispensing like a water machine as I
see
need a
the-
cup of water.
You see the sails
That's just motor oil.
go.
2, 3, 4.
As the sails extend, the wind takes in, and then the sails gust forward. You guys now have whatever you wish to do for about the next 10-ish hours. Or you can do yours at 5, but what are you guys doing? You guys resting? Anything you guys want to do in your downtime?
I'm trying to figure out what does this quiver do, man?
I have a book about deities and shit. I don't know. I think the last. Did I mention the Fire Lord last time? I don't even remember what the fuck I looked for last time. Can I mention the Fire Lord in this book?
Give me an intelligence check.
It's played by Mark Hamill.
As you're reading through this, what are the rest of you guys doing?
I want to research my book too.
Oh shit.
Okay, give me an intelligence check.
And
Gonna be an Arcana for an investigation.
No, it'll be intelligence.
4.
Okay, so
Five,
you're,
six,
so you're in your room.
9.
Yeah, I'm just resting and walking myself.
All right,
Oh, let's go with that one.
14.
14. What'd you roll, Orem? 10. Okay, so Orem, you go through your book. You notice as you read, there's deities. You notice that the first couple chapters, not too much of an interest. Kind of skip through. Make it to about the middle of the room or the book, excuse me. And you notice it starts talking about life and death. It starts interesting you, being a being who has never really experienced that necessarily within certain aspects of like living forms. And you see that there's certain deities that are mentioned in multiple names, and a couple come across. You see one that is named like Bozer, B-O-Z or B-O-S-E-R. You also go through, you see a couple more that are named, but nothing really comes across. And then you go on and you kind of go back. You realize Bozer has things to do with death, those who are passed on. You start reading a little bit more into that. See another name, Bozen. As you hear one of the crewmates' dogs barking off in another. Good thing you rolled a 10 and distracted you. You notice that as you go through, you realize that this is like a god that possibly disguised itself using a similar name, but as a god of life, but is a god of death. One and the same, but going under two different names. Gathering two different, almost, I'd say, followers, gatherers. God, she's going to camp, that's why.
I wanted to look over my quiver. You know, maybe see if there's any inscriptions or something I feel around or something like that. I want to try to get an
Give
understanding.
me an investigation check. Do you have detect magic or anything?
Huh?
Do you have detect magic or anything?
So yeah, it's just gonna be just like me feeling around.
Yeah,
Maybe
this
see if I
is,
can read anything on there, perhaps.
We'll see with this.
Intelligence shit.
While you're doing that, Gildor, you're kind of reading through your book. As you read through, how long do you want to spend? Are you resting? Are you guys all taking a long rest here?
Yeah.
Okay, so 4, 4,
Yes.
Okay, that's not bad.
8, 8, 8. So you guys have 2 hours left.
Oh, I can do trance 4 hours. Which is
4.
a long rest.
Okay, so 6. Right, that's right. You're
I'm
now.
also
Right, so 4. So you two are the only ones that need full 8. So you're taking 2, muttering to yourself, doing your own thing. You're going. You have 2 hours. What do you want to do?
Sleep more.
I want to admire the ship.
All right, so you walk around, and we'll get to that in a
Walk up to
moment.
the tip of the
The bow and
dragon, like a dragon head.
hey, we'll get to that in a second. Hang on.
Like
Rub
rub it.
it. Now,
love the dragon.
as you're looking through your book, Gildor, roll me a d20.
That's not a D20.
A shed on it. I did not get to wipe.
Okay.
Literally.
So you notice that you start reading through, and as you read, you get a lot of work done for the most part. You start going through, and you notice a section that really catches your eyes. You notice something of that betrayer of flesh, uncovering the secrets of mastering undead of all sizes. You notice that the bright bold text really catches your vision. You start reading through. As you do so, you start barely getting the understanding that you are going to start understanding after reading through it a couple times. The wording is off, but as you read through, you start reading of necrotic and negative energies. There's things that start allowing you to understand raising dead a little bit easier. You don't need the components. Piles of bones you see in this book, somewhat of powder. It speaks of just having bone fragments on your fingertips are enough to be able to spark small armies, supposedly. These are necrotic powers that are spoken of legend. But as you read on, you realize that there's a way to cast Animate Dead, that you do not need any corpses or pile of bones to do so. The skeleton and the zombie, whichever one that you form, it just claws its way up from the ground or from wherever Wish magically and acts as normal. As you go through and read more, you notice that the Animate Dead wouldn't count against your possible spells if you go on, and it still would require a spell to cast, but it wouldn't like go against you when you would cast it. You notice that this is kind of like a language that you kind of read on and go through. Now, as you guys sit here and you read through this, you realize that if you go on, I'll say if you read this probably about another rest, you'd be able to learn how to do this. As you go on, you also understand as you go on to the very end of your reading before your rest is done, that there's a way that you could possibly raise larger sized corpses. Corpses that are possibly huge or smaller, possibly even monstrosities. Different beasts with different abilities. Things that would not be original to normal necromancy that you've been taught or have understood in your journey. And at that point, that is where you would end.
Could
Now-
I, instead of doing whatever these guys are doing, I don't need to eat, and if I don't cast spells or lose health, I don't need to rest. I want to spend the rest of the time until we're off the boat, pulled up and reading this book.
So you don't want to rest at all?
No, after the first rest.
4 hours. 'cause
Yeah,
you
but 4 hours. From there on, I do not want to rest. Spend the rest of the time.
So no longer resting until you finish that section?
He's already got his. He starts this whole 20 hours,
Right.
4-hour long rest. Everything else dedicated to book. So he gets a long rest.
Right, but
in.
you guys have already gone. You guys only
Yeah.
have 10 hours left, so
Yeah,
your
yeah.
4 hours. So you read for 6 hours. That's what you read in
Yeah.
6 hours.
Yeah, and after that 6 hours, I'm going to continue reading.
You're going to be there,
Yes.
so you're not.
So for the
Leaving?
6 hours you're reading.
Yeah, because
No, he's
we're on
not-
this boat.
he's
We're
I
on
think
this
we're
boat.
talking around in circles.
Yeah, we are.
Because he's saying he's
Yeah.
gonna
Until we leave this boat, I'm not dropping this boat.
We
It's 36
understand.
hours.
Yes,
We've
6
read
hours. Thank you,
until
Matt.
we left the boat. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we are leaving. We're ready to leave.
So as you look
Come
at
on.
your quiver,
I got an 18
Perrin,
on that, by the way.
you look and you notice it's a really nicely made quiver. That's about it. Nothing looks different from the last time you look at it, but you do notice that when you put stuff in it, it fits.
What the fuck's special about this thing?
Now you, as you're rubbing the bow of the ship, I think it's called.
That was the principle?
Yeah, I think.
Let's
hope.
I think it's called the Prowl or something like that. The Prowl. Is it something like that?
God, I don't know.
No,
I don't know shit.
I don't think it's a prow. I think it's a bow. But anyway, as you're doing that, one of the crewmen walks up. We're touching the ship.
Why?
You only do that after a battle's been won. And we haven't won any. That's bad luck.
I'm just admiring it. Have you seen me?
I'm looking at you and I'm just saying that that's bad luck.
You're right. It's the Prowl.
Wait, are you still wearing that
I don't
horrible
believe it,
hat?
Buck.
He's still wearing-
Well, all I'm gonna say is, and he kind of looks up to the sky. You fly in Hexwell. There's storms. You fly through storms. You don't want bad luck on your side. That's all I'm saying. Now,
I was gonna ask Vanessa a question.
okay, you can head to her quarters. You go up and you knock, and she. Yes.
I'm just curious. Did you steal the ship stealthily?
No.
So there's a possibility
Oh, there's
that we can
definitely.
expect company.
Maybe. Whether or not they'll catch on where we've gone, they have plenty of ships. They just tell us they don't. Currently, there's only 4 in operation. They cycle 2 in and out throughout the whole Air Kingdom. I currently have one, which means they're down one. Now they find out that the next one isn't making it, which is probably going to be about another day, they won't know to send another airship. We probably have about a day's lag time. We'll probably get in and out before we're able to do what we need to do.
You know what? When you're done finished, because we had I had 6 hours left. After looking at the boat, I had an idea. I wanted to maybe see if they had any arrows on board, and I want to see how many just arrows. Because you said it fits real, things just fit
All right,
real
we'll
well.
get to that.
Let's see how many.
Do you know if they're tracking ships in any way?
I don't think so. Good question. I've been doing this quite a while, and I've never really thought of checking to see if. Huh.
But I mean, even if it's magic, you would.
True.
There's a word on there. Somewhere.
Okay, thank you.
He's such a simple-minded dragon boy.
Now, as you walk around the ship, you notice that they don't seem to have any kind of arrows or anything lodged around. It seems like everybody's wearing or has what they have in their quarters or pretty close-knit to them.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to do?
No, because I was just trying to think, I'm like, there's something special. Things can fit really well in my mind. Maybe I can fit
Keep pondering it. Alright, so, as you guys go through, you guys make it through. Somebody roll me a d20.
Contraband hold.
Okay.
Contraband
Just a base D20?
Yep.
17?
Alright, now roll me a d10.
D10. Is this one D10?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I always forget what a fucking D10 looks like.
Can't say it was shiny.
Cassandra Volt is having a meeting here?
Zero?
10.
10? Okay.
Ooh. So, you guys, off in the distance, as you guys travel for about 6-7 hours, you start getting close. You guys have now passed from what you can tell, because you were way above the clouds. You can't really see much below you. It's dark.
Right,
at
because
this point.
we're above the skyline.
Yes. And as you guys look down, you just see lights. You can tell that this looks to be some sort of huge, massive city. As you guys are crossing this, Vanessa kind of peers off as you guys are now all awake. About 2.5 hours before we're going to be at Contravent, and then about another hour until your arrival. I've talked with Grendridge. He's sleeping right now, but he thinks that we should drop you just outside of the forest, let you walk in. That way, a little bit more stealthy than just bringing you right on in. But we wanted to speak it over with you, in case you had other opinions.
Did Gendrick say who Contra was meeting? I don't recall. Did he told us or not? Did he tell you?
Told me that there was one individual that was a Rock's individual, possibly,
Yeah, I remember the.
and that there was some sort of professor, possibly from the university, that was also mixed up within this, but I was unsure.
Kind of recall.
Now, as we are going to discuss this, you want to be dropped off? Or are we just going headstrong in?
Should we stock up again before we go in, or should we just go all in?
Well, we've got a nature. Let's maybe get dropped off at the edge and try to. You said
I do have a map, so
we
yeah,
can get within a half mile radius.
Yeah, they can, technically, if you guys got dropped off at the edge from the map, from where they're at, it'd probably be like a 2-ish hour walking. I mean, you guys are way ahead of schedule right now. You guys have, if you guys stay on schedule, you'll have about 5, maybe 6 hours before their meeting. So you guys could take the 3-hour walk instead of just dropping there and have 2-3 hour gap window.
How far is the city from the edge?
From what you can tell, pretty far. The major city that you're flying over now is not the city you're going to be near. You're flying over what looks to be something in the central part of Hexwell itself. So this looks like possibly the capital, which I'll just tell you is Immediate, which is huge, enormous. So that could possibly be what this is, and most likely is. So, you want to be dropped off outside with him? Do you even care? I could drop you mid-flight outside. No, just-
You see tactical.
I just want to be dropped onto some trees and try to find my way down.
well, then let's.
Let's we can do like
Unless there's a landing.
because I have a map.
Oh, we don't land these.
No, unless there's a landing within the forest, like an opening.
So like because I'm proficient in forests and all, so we can easily get there. And also I have a map of this forest, so that would help even
How about
more.
we drop you just
Let's
a
just do it
couple
outside.
100 feet within the forest and let
Yeah.
you go from there?
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah,
All right.
we can go from there.
We'll lead you down from the ladder and let you jump down to the ground, and from there you can traverse. We'll cycle back around, and are we going to be picking you up?
Appreciate it.
What is going to be our signal? How are we going to know when you're ready? Where to pick you up?
Spark and arrow.
I mean, assuming everything goes well and we live. Look at the clouds. I can literally write words in clouds.
Oh shit! There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't do today. Tomorrow. Assuming I'm still alive.
How are we doing the seals? Get us the fuck out. I think that's them.
Yeah.
All right, so at this point, you guys have came up with a plan, and your signal is going to be that
Somewhat
she
of a
looks.
plan.
Okay, I'll
Could be
look.
some kind of
I'll
message.
look for the sky, and I'm sure that under the midnight darkness, I'll see the magic probably bursting from the forest. That'll probably be a good telltale as well.
Shoot an arrow.
At this point, you see Grendridge. He makes his way out. All right, so
Oh,
we got some bad news.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
flaking, aren't you?
I'm not flaking.
Oh,
No, I'm not flaking.
That's what I thought.
But
Worst plan is
my
flaking.
back and my no, I'm just kidding. No. All right, so all fairness though, I'm a little bit worried. We're going into this battle,
Yeah, me too.
and I know we're all just jolly holly about this, but
Not at all. What do you think makes you
she
think
blew
that?
up part of the mana, and if she's with anybody else that could possibly do damage, if she's rested at all, I'm a little nervous.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Now, I think that if we go about this the correct way, we need to gather some information. We do find them, let's not just jump the gun. Remember, we've all committed some sort of crime here, even though we're all innocent, right?
We are. I don't know about you.
I mean, you're right. But
Love about against breaking out of prison.
I mean, if we prove our innocence, hopefully none of those men we killed died.
Hey,
Technically, we were fugitives until we were in.
You heard what I said.
We were just in the wrong
Hey,
We killed them. Hopefully someone revived them.
that doesn't count. They're a corrupt government. That doesn't count. We're not fugitives. We're heroes. That's how
We
it
have
goes,
torture
right?
methods. We kill you and bring you back. I mean, they got to them in time. But,
I wasn't part of that shit. That's all I knew.
Do I already know how to do the undead thing?
no.
I just know of the
Yeah,
undead.
you know of that. That's something you saw and read through in the first part. As you go through, he just leans back. All right, so what's the game plan? We're just running in? What's the go sign?
Could use the
How do I know?
Yeah, so that was you.
23, 23.
So we're just going to talk through our
No.
brains.
Nothing.
Oh, you can't do that. Oh,
I
never
can't
mind.
do that.
So then, how do we know when to go? I need to know. And he just kind of
We still-
grips
we
onto
still
his
on the
long
airship?
sword.
Yeah,
We are.
I would like to talk to birds now.
Oh, birds. Yeah, it's not here.
It's been 5 hours, right?
All right, yeah, you guys are about
would like to start-
descending.
I would like to
yeah,
talk to
you
a
guys.
bird now.
Okay, so you guys start descending. Yep, you're at height.
I'm just gonna like crush up some crackers.
All right, give me an handling check.
Oh, I'm good at that. Oh, I'm actually good at that.
he's like, oh please, oh
Well,
please,
you're a
oh
fucking
please.
girl, right?
I'm like a biologist. Oh yeah, like 20 something.
Oh yeah.
24.
So easily.
Yeah.
You see, just.
I'm a Disney princess.
That's right. That's right.
All right. And then I will.
It's
As I'm doing this, I will be ritual casting Animal Messenger,
okay.
and then I have a message.
All right.
I will to start it off, I will describe Orlandra, right? And
Orlando?
Yeah, Orlando. You said Orlando, and then like for like 3 sessions it was Orlandra.
I
and
know.
Orlando.
Arlanda.
I wrote down Orlando, and then I changed it to Orlandra because you changed it, and I'm like,
I did. I called it Orlandra. I did.
yeah. And so I'm just like, what the fuck is it?
It's all right. Some weeks are long, boys. Some weeks are long.
Yeah. So I'll describe her general fucking look. I'll describe like the heretics, place, where she may be located.
Okay.
So that gets the fucking target location, and then I will send this message, and it is Thorum in Contraband's Holt, Cassandra Volt, meaning rocks, and Professor. Can summon fire minotaurs? Prepare accordingly.
How long does that take to send?
How long does it take to send?
Yeah.
So the animal takes my message and pigeon carriers it there.
There
It takes
to her.
time.
Okay. Hang on. I got you. I just need to.
All hands on deck.
Yep.
Sorry about the prison. That's what I got.
All right. So you send that off, and as you do that, you see off in the distance, somewhat kind of off. As you look over, you see Amelia now, as you kind of have descended almost even with the clouds, about, I'd say, 400 feet above surface area. As you look around, you now can tell that that city that is now past is enormous. Walls that are hundreds of feet tall. I mean, cascading above, and you see buildings that go even above that. As you look around, you send off, and you see storms. Some above the Contraband's Vault area. As you now can see off in the distance a dark shadowy figure that is starting to loom in closer. As you look around, you also see looming off now in the darkness multiple other 3 storm sites that you didn't really notice from before being on the surface, but now being elevated, you can see isolated storms very far off in the distance. And though beneath the clouds it is very clear, you see different colorations of green, purple, blue, and white. All 4 storms, one that you're heading into, all bursting with different colors. As you guys start heading into, you guys are now about an hour, a little bit closer than that, about 30 minutes out, and you notice that the crew starts preparing for the ship to get lower and closer. All right, you see a crewman step forward. Prepare your party. There may be villages nearby that aren't going to be too keen to airships flying over. We may take some arrows, but don't be jumping out too early is all I'm saying. Be ready when you're ready, and if we do run into any trouble, just know that we're not going to be dropping in to help you. So run towards the forest. That is the objective. See Grendridge turn. All right. We've all been briefed. We all know what's going on. Is there any last words or anything before we head into the forest? I'm ready. And remember, we want information. We gotta kill Cassandra Volt. Anything else, I'm not too worried about. But I have a pact with her that needs to be broken. We do that, I'm in your debt.
Killing the dragon, I got you.
That's right.
Sounds simple enough.
All right.
Do you have those bones?
At that point, he turns, and the crewman, procure just for you, and you see these 2 fine leather sacks of bones, all kind of crunched up. Still hard though. They hand them to you. We even dried them out for you. That way they don't make a mess. Now, is there anything else?
No, that's about it. I guess the go signal, when we move in, I'll call like a barn owl.
A barn owl. Grendridge just kind of looks at you, Gildor. You know what a fucking barn owl sounds like?
Those who, goddammit, just wait, get ready for the second.
As you go over and say, Vanessa starts walking down. Now remember, I've done my part. You need to do your part. After this, I need you all to help my sister. and you see her. She kind of pulls something out from her side. You don't see it, and then she motions. Oh, we might have some issues. They don't cost the crooked crew for nothing. So, hold up your end. We'll be friends.
Then we survive. We'll see you later. And then I just start
You
going
see
down the road.
Grendridge and everybody guys start walking towards the sun. He's like, now you know why she's my fucking ex.
Yeah, I put the 2 bags of bones down, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna
now.
take a minute to cast Animate Dead on both of the bags.
Alright. Before you head down the ladder?
Yeah, because it takes a minute. I want them to be able.
Okay, so you're just sitting up there, just over the bags,
Drawing
animating
like
these.
a chalk on the fucking ground.
Yep, and then these two creatures just start.
Finally.
So now you have 2 skelly men, correct?
Correct.
So now you have these 2 skeletons that are now next to you under your command. Now you
They're
guys
under my
are.
command for 24 hours.
Yep, and now you
Once
guys are all
every
descending down the rope and heading towards into the forest. So you guys, after a few moments, you wait. You see the ladder and the floor is coming closer. You're dropped down to about 20 feet above the tree line. After about 5 to 10 minutes brought in, the airship comes almost to a stop, and then it drops for a minute. All right, you hear a crewman shout, now's the time to go. You have about a 10 to 15 foot drop. Make sure to tuck and roll at the end and you won't break any bones. If you have any magic, use it now. It'll be an easy landing. We don't know what rocks or hole is made down there. Be very careful. And then he starts, he throws down the ladder. Who's going first? Alright, roll me a acrobatics check. As this throws out, you feel part of the wind from one of the storms. It's kind of nearby the wind, just pushing you through, kind of jostling part of the rope. 18, so you easily make your way down and everybody else sees Perrin just disappear into the trees
I'm just
and
sliding
then
down that-
go down in. Who's next? Grendridge, he jumps, I'm going next! He goes down. Oh my god, he rolled a 7. So, or he rolled a 4 and he...
You better not.
So he
fuck me
goes
up.
down and you see him, he makes it down a couple rungs and then he sees you as you slid down all cool like and he's like, haha, and he starts to go down, kicks out his feet, completely flies all the way on his back and just, oh, and just, when you guys see just into darkness and then here, and, oh, and he's gonna take some damage.
I just look at him like, you're doing terrific.
You just hear, and he looks up and you stand above him and he's like,
I reach down and lick him with a hand.
You let him back up. Alright, who's next? He's gonna take
Can I
5
jump
points of
down
damage.
with Orm on my back?
You want to?
Just make like it's just a big.
Your check would just be at disadvantage. Because you have a creature on your back. Alright, so give me acrobatics at disadvantage.
Okay. Takes the arm up like a
Yep, so you just pick up arm, he just Yodas you.
Okay, alright, we're doing alright, that's cool. Okay, alright, good luck.
I was like, this is.
Athletics or acrobatics?
For the love of God, please
Acrobatics.
don't fuck up.
Can't use strength.
Acro?
This isn't more or less strength, it's kind of jostling in the wind and the moving airship and you trying to, get off of it and land without breaking your legs.
I'm like okay at acrobatics.
Bravo Dragon going dark.
Yeah.
You can take my skeletons though, and they're lighter than him.
I mean, I'm actually halfway decent at acrobatics. Like,
Okay.
So if you just want to take
the
skeletons.
other one was athletics, and I'm shit at that.
So he's just gonna be like, no, don't do that. Just go.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna go out myself.
Take my skeletons, please.
Okay. That's fine.
So just an acrobatics.
Yep, just
Fuck
an acrobatics
your
now.
Thanks, man.
What you get for backing out?
Let's see what I would have got.
It was disadvantage though.
Oh fuck, it
Would
was
have been way worse.
Well, you rolled exactly what Grendridge did, and you saw what happened to him. So, just like before, try and you go down and you think, I'm not gonna be cool, and you try and hold on real tight, and then part of the rope, and it snaps, and it just falls back from the ladder, and it just rips back, and you just start free falling down.
As I'm holding,
Roll me 3d6.
as I'm holding Grendridge about to pull him up, I feel like he's about to fall on top of him. Why not,
Damn, I rolled almost max damage on that.
That's how much damage you just took.
Damn. 17.
Oof. So you just
Drop.
It was like a 20-foot. You went from the top rung.
Why?
Because you fell. What do you mean, why?
I don't want to. I could have just climbed down to the bottom and
You
then
tried.
fell.
I don't like that.
No, you went down the first and you fell. You rolled a 7.
Oh, fuck.
Piss me off.
10 is half, 15 is success.
I would.
Alright, so life goes up next. You see Vanessa just shaking her head as
that
these.
one.
Oh, now one. So you don't even make it to the ladder. You just make it to the end. You turn and nervously just whoop and just slip off. You actually hit part of it, catching part of your leg in the ladder, feeling part of your hip almost dislocate, tossle you around, and you're just in a no spin straight down. Roll me 4d6.
Fucking Christ.
The death by ladder, like
It's
my
like,
god.
Like the first one's like cool as shit. Like, ah, and then
I mean, it's literally like an 80-foot ladder, and you guys are beefing the first 10 feet here, and I'm trying to be nice.
So as I'm picking up,
You're the first one that you're saying, yeah!
I'm also like just like putting like my hands in my eyes, like this is my team. This is my team.
How much damage?
17.
I'm
17.
gonna grab fucking.
God.
I'm gonna grab him by the head too, and also use healing fucking heal wounds on him as I'm picking him up. Like.
Alright, so.
I use lay on hands.
Yeah.
Alright, so. Orem and Gildor.
I command my skeletons to go down.
Alright, so your skeletons, I
You want me to
will.
just roll for them once?
I rolled an 11 for one and a net 1 for the other.
Roll my skeleton.
Sure, roll for them. That's cool.
Because I bought my stats.
That's fine.
22. And is that 6? 10.
Alright, so the one makes it down fine. The other one makes it about halfway down, and then you notice it just kind of, in the wind, just, and I only rolled a 1, so it takes 1 damage. You just see it kind of, and just smack into a tree and then land. Seems okay.
Just hear a loud clatter.
Yeah.
Fuck, guys, come
Now,
on!
Orem, as you make your way down, Vanessa just looks at you. Don't hit too hard.
Can't fucking have any harder than this, hopefully.
And rolling? Is that
Yep,
right?
acrobatics.
20.
Yeah, there we go.
Easy. Finishing up the group easily. You make your way down, and now all of you are down in the contrivance hole, about 100 to 200 feet inside the tree line. It is very thick.
Yeah,
Now
I
as you
haven't-
do so.
He hasn't gone down.
Oh,
yet.
you just set down your. That's right. You
He
just
hasn't
set
gone
down your
down yet.
things.
We're pulling up.
Okay, you're good. You go down, and as you do so, you make it like the last 5 feet, and then you kind of stumble, but not far enough to really hurt yourself. Now, as all of you have left the airship, you see it kind of circle off and leave sight after about 5 minutes. You guys all regather yourselves, and everybody gains the wind back. You guys bust out the map one more time, you gain your bearings, and you know that you guys need to head north about a mile to half mile.
This is a forest, so I'm great at that. So we can't get lost unless by magical means.
Actually, while you're here, give me a survival check as you guys enter the forest.
I got one more spell, but what do I want to
All
take?
up or just him?
Just him.
Just me, yeah. That's what's up.
100 animals?
Survival.
You want to just do that?
wisdom.
That's concentration. Fuck. Everything's concentration.
9.
You kind of look around, and even though under the dark night, you notice that there are disturbances here in the forest. Things, as you look around, are jostled. Things are moving. You see animals, rabbits.
I can tell like the forest is distressed.
Yeah. You notice just by looking around it and being in the forest a lot, without even knowing what's necessarily going on or seeing any tracks or anything, you just know that something within the vicinity, things are moving, things have been in the area, and just feel that presence. Something has been touched in the area or within the vicinity. Now, what do you guys want to do?
Well, I say we got a time schedule, so no time like the present. Let's start moving north towards the waterfall here.
All right, now, everybody give me a perception check as you guys start looking around, and you say waterfall. What?
21.
Okay.
24.
My perception's my ass.
Okay, so Life and Gildor are pulling it through here, it looks like. Or what'd you get?
15.
Okay, so Life and Gildor, you guys both see off far through the tree line what looks to be the stream that is running. You can hear it. After a moment, you guys will let Grendridge know. Yeah. So you come over and you kind of point over to Grendridge. That's one of the It's the river that I think I saw on one of their maps. Only one in this forest. Follow that. Should lead right into
Look
it.
at the map. It's more north, right?
I would say if you follow it, yeah, it kind of zigs a little bit, and you
So
see it head
north,
north, and then
west.
if you a little bit, it heads almost directly north, and then zigs northwest a tiny bit into what looks to be a waterfall.
Okay.
So if you guys head from your way, you'll be leading into the waterfall.
Okay.
You know, if you like jog around to the left of it, you could almost lead back and around towards the waterfall side. It just kind of depends on the angle and how quickly you want to get there.
Well, I say, my companions, we should probably just stick to the river, and then find the waterfall quicker that way, and maybe might catch some people, some guards. Maybe we can get some information. If we time ourselves right and don't do that falling shit 10 minutes ago.
Now, at that point, Grendridge, we are a little bit early. The meeting wasn't supposed to take place till possibly midday, but there is disturbances happening. Info could be wrong. Been midnight. For all I know, should at least check it out.
Agreed.
We can perch on the waterfall.
Agreed. So, do we head straight following the river? Do we want to try and bend around? Make our way around towards the waterfall and
Yeah,
get
like I
a,
get on top of it or something.
try and make a vantage point if we wanted to.
That's not bad. I like that. So yeah, we'll just go ahead a little bit more northwest.
All right, now what is your
Around.
guys' pace as you guys talk about this? You guys are starting moving in this direction. You
I'll
guys.
take point, I guess, since I'm, I know the forest and all, and I got the
All right.
map out. So
All right, so you start making your way. Now, how fast are you going? Are you guys going stealthily? Are you guys going, just walking, or are you running?
I think, because we have never been in this forest. I know forest, but this one's got like fucking tornadoes everywhere right now at the
Yeah,
moment.
there is a weather aspect that it seems to be nearby.
So,
I
and
would
also
say
we
it's
don't know
very
how,
thick.
how like dense this is.
Right,
with,
you guys haven't made it very
guards.
far. You guys are like just in it.
So we should probably take it slow, take it stealthy and all that, but move in that direct, like around.
All right, so everybody give me a stealth check, and we'll just say you guys are
Like,
kind of
is that-
stealthy.
if you guys are
through.
want to do that plan, I don't think that's a bad idea.
All right. Just be a group stealth. What'd you get, Gildor?
I got 14.
All right.
One of my
Five.
skeletons got 14. And the other one
I
got
am
3.
not.
Ooh. Okay. Ooh.
18?
Okay. Orem?
9.
Ooh.
Damn it,
So you
guys.
guys are loud. Very loud.
I'm like going, and then you're like clank,
Yeah,
clank, clank,
yeah,
clank,
you
clank,
hear
behind
you
me,
hear
like,
just scrapes
God,
upon
fuck.
trees and rocks, and as
My
you guys
tail is hitting
yes.
every tree that we've had.
Honk, honk.
Now, as you guys are making
Fucking
your
party,
way
I chop 'em
through,
down.
you guys start making your way. Now, give me one survival check here, John, to make sure that you guys are going in the right direction to start flanking, kind of up and around.
You should be with
away.
me. What was that? Survival is wisdom, so it's
17. So yeah, you guys make it about 30 minutes, okay? As you guys go through, you see a couple animals, but they kind of scatter.
what's indigenous life?
I'd say for the most part, you see almost like elk-like creatures. You see that there are some deer, a couple smaller wolves, some foxes. You see a couple plant-like matter, but small. Almost plants that seem to move as you kind of jostle around, almost like...
Anything I would have maybe knowledge upon, maybe?
You've seen a lot of this. Just some of this seems like you've not really seen some of the plant life.
Plant life, so that's new to me.
That's new.
Okay.
Like that being magically moving is kind of all to you a little bit like ooh, like almost fey-like in a way. But for the most part, a lot of the species here are pretty much some foxes, some birds, squirrels. For the most part, nothing too far off. Now, you guys make it about 30 minutes through, and as you see them kind of skittering and scattering, not making too much noise, but you guys are being quite noisy. You see that the river bends off to the right, and you guys split off. You are able to lead the party. And you see, I'd say about half a mile, this large waterfall. It stands about 40 feet, and then it keeps kind of going up. And as you guys see, there's only probably the first maybe 20 to 30 feet of it that's probably traversable, and the rest is so steep it almost just goes completely down from this large, almost like
Overhang.
rock overhang that comes from part of this forest. You guys want to make your way kind of up and around there, or what do you guys want to do?
We want to go to get vantage point, right? That was the plan. So we want to go up and around.
All right, now you guys, as you guys are doing this, I'll say give me one more stealth check because this is when Grendridge kind of turns. Now, this is where we think in this area there might be the meeting happening. We need to be especially quiet when
27.
we go near here. 27?
20, me, skeleton 1, 17, skeleton 2, 4.
Yes.
Oh, 17 and then okay, that's not.
22.
Me was
I got another 11.
Ooh.
I love that heavy armor.
Yep.
11.
Oh.
I know that's not.
Barely failed it again. As you guys start making your way towards this, you guys start making it up the very first 30 feet. Press up onto this waterfall and you hear the water rushing. Over the loud rushing, you can't quite hear anything. After a few moments, you see Orem as well as Fuctus kind of make their way up, and then they notice, Aaron, you've kind of walked too far. Notice. As both of you see him, you guys almost go to say something, and you almost walk right off the edge of the water without even seeing part of it. And you kind of and make your way back just in time, and as you do so, just see something over the edge. Give me
Perception?
No, give me a dexterity save. Because this is a pretty steep ledge and you guys didn't see this coming and you said you were
17.
walking first. Okay, so you kind of catch yourself and as you peer back, you do so, but you see a couple of rocks and they splash into the water beneath you. You see, as you look around, almost darkness. You see just a sheen from the moonlight kind of piercing through the tops of the trees. It kind of reflects off. You see that there is one individual that seems to be standing near the water. He kind of darts back out of vision. As you see it kind of just in a very quick motion do so. You notice that it's kind of next to either the line of the tree or a rock. You're not quite sure. Give me a perception check at disadvantage. And Orem and Fuctus, you can too, as you guys were kind of near, and you guys can see this as well. And then Life and disadvantage, yes. And then Life and Orem, you guys are leading up the back. Yep, perception, disadvantage.
6.
See a figure. It just jumped back out of vision, under darkness, enters the dark shadows. That's all you can see. Grendridge turns. What do you see up there?
I'll figure go back. I'm gonna maybe see if I can try and slightly stealth after, maybe if that's possible.
Okay, so you're about 30, 40 feet, maybe about 50 feet up on this
Oh, it's so easy down there.
Oh yeah, you're
it
up
was down
on this
there.
waterfall and you're kind of, it's dropped down and you are seeing this kind of now in this plains view of this forest.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
you're, it's all forest, but you kind of have this high vantage point of this.
This vantage point might be fucked.
What are you guys doing?
Is this waterfall within that quarter mile that you believe the meeting is going to happen?
Waterfall was near where we thought the meeting was happening. So, we're saying that there's an individual up here. Good chance that it could correspond with whoever's supposed to be here. I was expecting 3. We're only seeing 1. You see him grip his sword as he pulls it out. We need to be on the watch. What are we going to do? As you see him now, somewhat a little bit frightened, as you see his manly grit is starting to break a little.
How long is the meeting supposed to be?
Don't know.
From when? I mean,
What's
when
that?
is it supposed to happen? From now?
He had knowledge of it was supposed to be at midday. That could be wrong though,
Could be midnight.
because you guys are here at midnight, and it's been almost 2 days, and you guys came to scope it out. And there's an individual here, so he could have got information mixed up. That's what he said. He's like, I'm not sure. It could have been midday. Could have been midnight.
Because we got this vantage point, and the figure, because the rocks fell from the water,
Yeah,
right?
you dropped from above. You see him drop about 50.
He didn't, whoever the figure was, didn't see us, but maybe just got spooked by the water, like the rocks falling into the water. So we could be lucky. I'd say let's just maybe try and make a settle like a camp, like, but not like no fire or anything like that to really give us away. Like just use the brush as cover or something like
In
that.
case the meeting gets you. See if we can't get it.
I don't think we can get in there, can we?
Because if we're sitting ducks,
I'll say if you turn around
just
as you
walk up.
look, it's almost like a very straight, like gradual. At least if you want vantage point from this area,
Like we're at the best vantage point right now.
for the highest part you can get to stand as a party. Yeah, if you want to go higher than this, it would require some insane acrobatics checks, and it would be only be able to be one person, and most things that would be able to go from there would be at disadvantage.
And it'll probably be best for me to do it
Spells would
because I
probably
have
be even
like
out of range even.
my
And even
climb speed is the same as my movement speed.
right, but even you'd be shooting through trees.
Right.
So I mean, anything from there, you'd be shooting through the thickness of the forest.
What
So
do you guys?
up to you though.
Should we risk it and stay here, or should we get some distance so we can still see?
You guys can see, I'd say, over the full view, almost about 100 to 150 feet, and then it's just empty.
Maybe go a
You
little
see
bit more
sparses through in there.
like, because
but-
we're at the top of the waterfall. But maybe go a little bit more in because there's forests to the left and right, I'm sure. Like a little bit, like not too much, but a little bit, like maybe go a little bit more in.
yeah, it's quite thick, but
keep
it's
an
kind
eye-
of sparse throughout.
Still keep it a little bit eye over the edge, but maybe not be next to the body of water that's going over the edge, so it's not too noticeable.
Yeah, you notice beneath you there's like a big pool that kind of the water splashes down, and then a river that kind of trails
Just
on
in case
through.
someone comes up where we are, and we can see them right
Or if
there.
our position is already compromised, we don't want to be sitting.
Right, that too. So I think let's just back up a little bit more into the brush while we're still in the same area and all that.
Okay,
And
so you guys kind
I'll
of just
climb up and-
rescend a little bit farther into the brush, staying on top of the waterfall, but kind of hiding yourselves almost out of plain sight, just kind of in waiting.
I'm gonna go open a tree, maybe, if that's possible. And
Okay,
just
give me a
watch. Maybe be
give me an
a lookout.
acrobatics check. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
You have a climb speed?
Yeah, it's actually I'm saving this.
One more level.
18 plus 7. So
Okay, yeah, you do it easily. I just wanted to know kind of like how well.
Right,
So you
right.
do it and quite easily, not making a lot of noise
Yeah.
at
Right.
all. Your previous stealth check though kind of sucky. You kind of overcome that, and with your athletic ability and your acrobatics, jump up this tree, and now you're kind of perched about 10 feet high above everybody
I'm laying
else.
down like a jaguar in a tree, just like
Yeah, so you make your way out onto a
just
limb.
looking over.
Yeah, you kind of kneel down, and it kind of bows, but under your light weight, it holds fine. You have a solid vantage point here. You can see most of the area, though as soon as the trees hit, your vision's a little bit lost. Darkness kind of just rescinds. So at this point, you guys waiting?
waiting here at this point.
Okay. Well, if you guys say nothing else, that one.
I got the signal,
So-
guys. Don't worry, Barnell's gonna come in. And
As you guys wait, about 5 minutes go by, nothing. Another 5 minutes go by. You hear just a slight something tossed into the water. It seems tossed from the distance.
do I notice that from my vantage point?
Oh,
Do I
you
see
all
it?
notice this.
Oh, we all notice
Yeah,
it.
you guys have rescinded, but you guys can kind of still just see over. And you guys all hear this, especially.
Right.
As you sit there, you hear just slight wildlife just scatter, but nothing out of the ordinary. Another minute goes by, you hear a thump, thump, as it looks like possibly rocks or something are being tossed into this little pond. Another couple minutes go by, you see this dark figure kind of walk out. You
Where is this?
see-
Is this our area or is it at the
This is
bottom?
below you. All
Below
this
me,
is
okay.
happening beneath you. As you see this across the river, you see another figure as the one that originally stepped out
Right.
starts motioning something with its hands. No verbal components made. And then when the second figure walks out, you see as well some sort of hand motion being done. Under the darkness, it's impossible. You see a dark figure moving and another dark figure moving. They both start making their way towards the edge of this river. They're both about 10, 15, about 20 feet away. 20, 15 feet away from the edge of this river. You guys can hear the river rushing if they're talking. You guys can't hear anything from the waterfall. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna make you the signal maybe because like the barn out thing, give them some idea to maybe look over and try and get a look or something like that.
All right, give me a performance check.
Oh, okay, charisma. Okay. Never had to make one of those before.
Oh yeah, we getting there.
Alright, be with me. Be with me, dice. Ooh.
A 5.
Oh.
So as you you try and make this noise stealthily, but at the same time letting everybody hear it. And as you do so, just faintly, let's see if it's heard. The one doesn't seem to have heard it. The other one, though, quickly seems to turn its head. Kind of looks for a moment. It goes back to talking. Seems as if now you can tell there's verbal going back and forth.
I'm gonna try sliding down the tree, and I'm gonna try to talk to Orem, because I might have an idea, maybe.
So now you guys are all together.
Okay, so Orem, plan. Can you transform into like any small creatures that can like a squirrel, like a flying squirrel or something like that? Glide down, maybe listen to what the conversation is, and then crawl back up, something like that. Anything? You got anything like that? So I can throw you. We can still make the flying squirrel happen.
Lands right in front of
Grendridge's like, well, shit, if we're doing that, I want in.
like, damn squirrel.
Yeah.
Stabs it.
On shape shifts into the worm right there in the middle of all.
Magic. You wanna go for that? We can try that. This is the most haphazard bullshit we tried that. But fucking.
Yeah.
You could like transform into a spider, and then we can time your arrows.
You could do that.
And-
You're right. You could do that.
Yeah, it's 500-foot distance you can get.
Is that what I'm looking for?
And then landing would probably also on shapeshift immediately.
Oh, we can try that. You want to try that? Tie.
All right, well, here, while we're thinking about this, let's take a break right here, because this is a good part. You guys can talk about
Yeah, I
it. We'll
guess
take a break, go to the bathroom, get some drinks, and then when we come back,
Prepare to turn into
you guys
animals this fashion.
can talk about it here. So when we get back,
I'm just spitballing here.
We'll be
We gotta
talking
figure out
about
what they're
that.
talking about. This is the meeting. This
Yeah.
sounds like this is the meeting, so we need to know what's going on. That waterfall's going. It's like white noise, man.
Probably
Alright.
use my phone.
All right, we're back. So, back from the break. Keep ball gaming. They don't know yet. Grendridge just looks at life.
I got
These guys
this cool
fuck all
snake.
day.
Snake? You want to try snake?
It's a particularly large snake though.
Could you carry my skeletons as a snake?
All foot.
Are they medium creatures?
Yeah.
I carry-
Yes.
You carry one,
I think
and I'll have
it's
the other
gonna
one
do
dive into the water.
Every
Full
time a
foot.
skeleton dive in the
I
water.
don't-
ladder.
Can your snakes, as your snake, can you swim? You have swim
I don't
speed?
know. Oh, I think that.
And I actually
bet you
don't, I
gold.
don't particularly want to
Make it out
carry
of
a
this.
skeleton because the snake is a rare specimen in which it has
Doesn't
like camouflage scales like a chameleon.
in general.
And so I'd like to sneak up on them to listen to a conversation.
Oh, you just put him down on the shore. You're gonna carry him the whole way.
But
Okay.
ends up.
So how big we talking about, I think?
It's about 15 feet long.
I shoot it from a bow.
Yeah.
I don't think
That's
so.
exactly. Yeah.
Maybe
All right,
like a
deal.
ballista.
Deal.
Like be able to coil around.
Oh, it's some. Oh, excuse me.
I think I'm gonna turn into a snake.
Again. Okay, let's do this. All right, boys.
I got
I got a woman waiting up on the ship, and she seems kind of happy to still see me. So, I'm not looking to be sitting here in this fucking. And you just see the storm kind of not too far, about 4 or 5 miles. Not looking to be getting wet by that storm, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, there was no euphemism there. We understood what you said.
Can you command your skeletons just to not move at all?
Yeah, and these skeletons, they're fucking weird. They're just standing around. They don't like.
I'm gonna eat the skeleton. Oh, that's great. So, I'm gonna go away from the cliff so that to break entirely like line of sight.
Okay. So you just kind of go back down the path, vanish behind a tree out of sight.
Yeah. Not incredible distance.
No. 15, 20 feet.
And I am going to wild shape into a Jakuli, which is a large beast.
Okay.
Fucking, I'm not prepared for this one.
It's a thing python.
It's a 15-foot long snake.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna
Fucking python. Okay. Yeah, keep
It's
going.
more
See if I
like
have your-
Anaconda.
It has like chameleon type scales, which
Okay.
gives it like camouflage, so it has advantage on stealth checks.
Imagine snakes have that.
Yeah, it's wild. And then I guess I'm fucking unhinging my jaw here.
Oh god.
I'm gonna eat a skeleton.
Oh, can you just?
A
Okay.
snake, dog.
All right. That'll take some time though.
Will it? How long?
What are you trying to do? Digest it?
No. I just need to hold them here.
Oh,
essentially,
okay.
I don't even have to eat the whole skeleton. I can just like.
Oh yeah. You can just put it in your mouth. Yeah.
All right, cool. And then I'm gonna.
So it takes you like 5 minutes to just all.
Yeah, I'm gonna slowly slither my way down there.
Then you come back and you're just. Oh.
Yeah, just down the waterfall. I have a climb speed of 20 feet.
Okay, so
I'm built for this
so
shit.
you start going down the front.
Yeah, I'm
of
trying
the...
to get closer to this so I can hear what the fuck
All right,
they're talking
hang on.
about.
As you do that,
Like,
what's your stealth?
fuck, let's find out. Hey, that's a natural 20.
Oh, that was good because I had one really good
So,
roll.
24 total.
As you do that, you notice you very quietly, without any rubble or anything, even with this skeleton in your mouth, make it down. How far? 20 feet?
The climb speed is 20 feet, but
You're-
depending on how long this takes, that's
Okay.
20 feet per second.
Okay,
per
so
6
I'll
seconds.
say you make it all the way down. You're gonna have to get quite a little ways to be able to hear what they say.
Yeah, once I'm down to like ground level, I'm spitting the skeleton out.
Okay, so you make it down to the surface, and now you. Now, where do you want to do it? Into the water or off to the side?
Off to this. Everyone's quiet.
To the side.
There,
There's
yeah.
like a little rock area next to you with like a small little tree. You see that there's like some vegetation on it, and you kind of. Now, as you do that, the skeleton gets out. Roll a stealth check for your skeleton.
Fuck me on this.
Come on, man.
15.
All right, you're good.
And I'm mentally commanded to like
Yeah, it's being quiet.
Not move.
It's behind the wall and it's just not moving. So at this point, you're there, down, all the way to the surface. The rest of you are up above. What do you want to do?
We're gonna bind it. We're waiting for him.
You guys just wait?
He's the
Okay.
reconnaissance.
Grendridge is just waiting,
Is
alright.
the ground up on this waterfall, like, is it a slope?
No, it's pretty flat. It's pretty flat.
Can,
No, it's pretty much like a plateau. And then behind it's kind of sloped back.
I'm gonna-
But from the water erosion over time, it's just flat.
So like down the river. Does it
Down the
slope
river.
down?
No. The river from where you are, from all that you can see, is pretty much flat. Like you are almost in like a pretty horizontal plane here with trees sparsely through.
Is it okay if I get back up in the same tree that I was, so I can keep like? So I'm gonna try and like wait and whisper down to them, like what's happening as he's going down. You know. As
Yeah,
he's
so we can kind of see you can see them. You can't see Orm though, but you can see the two individuals at this point.
yeah, I just want to keep an eye on that general area.
Now, as you're all kind of looking, you see one of the individuals turn and make its way towards a different part of the forest. As this is happening, do you want to move forward, or do you want to stay where you're at the base of the waterfall?
I've been able to keep. Were they still talking at all?
You're about 70 feet, and the water from where you're at is just landing. So
yeah,
it's
I'm definitely trying to move closer because I want to hear. All
right, I'll say you can-
Or if they're no longer talking about it,
you can get up to as close as their passive perception wouldn't allow, which is probably about 50 feet to the edge of the pond. So you kind of skimp around and are just under the lip. And at this point, you barely can hear these two individuals. And give me an investigation check, or give me a perception check.
6 plus 8, 14.
So as all of you guys kind of watch, as you're looking down and you see him moving down, it gets to about 50, 45 feet, and you see these two individuals, and as one walks away, another walks, and now as one walks, it's accompanied with a different individual. You now see very clearly, uncloaked like the other two individuals, Cassandra Volt. Dragon form somewhat subsided. You see part of her face descended back to her normal, but from her like almost neck down, most of her form covered in some sort of garment, but you can see the scales kind of protruding underneath. You see her underneath the moonlight as she walks out. You see the individual across the other side of the river. All three of them kind of get within, I'd say, about 50 feet of each other. As they all stand around, you hear her voice. So, we have been brought here. Thank you all for meeting me. Do not have long. Then you see her kind of turn around. Then she puts her hand up. You see this zone in this bubble go down. You see the other individual go over, pull up some sort of wand and point it at the individual across the river. You hear almost nothing, but you notice with your perception, there's intent of Cassandra and whoever this individual is with her of illness towards the opposition, it seems, across the river. You for a moment see the bubble somewhat subside, though there's still some sort of translucent. You can barely hear from the range you're at when she yells, lying, you hear words of mistrust, plans possibly being foiled. You kind of piece together. And then at the end, you see her scales start almost coming up again. They have followed me. And you see the bubble rescend. And then you hear very clearly, they came from an airship. We know they're somewhere here. That's why we had to meet now.
She's pissed. I don't know what she's saying, but she's pissed.
All we need to do is we need to know the truth. Did you work for them? You hear the individual cloaked. I'll tell you one more time. Spell obviously didn't get what you wanted out of me. I am not lying. Have with me whatever, but know that the Rock's family needs to fall. I can do it from within. Either we do it together, or you do it alone. Tired of you just killing everyone that you love, whether you mean to or not. at this point, you see her become very pissed, essentially. She starts almost throwing these fireballs around. And you see part of the forest and this tree just kind of slam over part of the river. She kind of lashes out. And at this point, with the fire and the lights illuminating around, everybody give me a stealth check. 4, Jesus. 4 as well.
Are you serious?
But both my skeletons are above
I'm not
15.
dexterous and I'm wearing heavy armor.
Yeah. So as this is all going on, you guys see 13. Well, these two failed. What was yours? Oh, yeah. Group fail. So as this happens, you guys kind of turn around and you look and you see a fireball just kind of shoot off, and it hits a part of the stone above you. It comes lurching down next to some of you guys, and you see it kind of slam, not hitting anybody. And as that happens, you see the other individuals turn and look, the one standing next to Cassandra. And as that happens, you all are kind of seen, especially you two. As you guys are both kind of off maneuvered somewhat from dodging, kind of from this boulder, not superimposing your vision, just by him looking in this direction. He sees you. You see the individual turn, and Orem, you hear this. We have company. It seems as if they're here earlier than we thought. You hear her very quietly under her breath, Orem. We must dispose of them now then.
They're within 120.
Oh yeah.
One launch, 200 shots.
Okay, so at this point, roll the hit. And we are going right into
I doubt they'll say it.
So at this point, you rear back and you go when you see the magic start swirling with arcane, like basically brightness through the night, and as it just lights up, she turns and you see her just almost wave her hand, and with wind it just kind of cascades off to the side and it slams into the ground. And at this point, we're gonna get into it.
Well, they had a fan idea. They definitely know we're up here now.
Give me one moment.
They saw
Clear off
us.
the table right here, boys and girls.
They saw
Clear
us.
off the table. Give me some room.
So I figured I might as well do damage before fights actually start.
I'm gonna need a little. So Orem, you are right here in your snake form, at the edge of this pond.
Did you put my skeleton? You left
Yep.
me.
He left it behind this rock. Alright. You guys.
So once I realize that, see, I'm gonna catch shield of faith on myself.
Oh, hang on. Oh, he got the one action out before you guys basically all get noticed. So,
Should have gone bigger than Gander.
he goes here.
Here's my other skeleton. It'll be next to me.
Alright, so you guys are up here on this waterfall. These guys, bum, are down here. As now you see the individual across this river is this cloaked individual, the Rock's member. You see whatever individual standing next to Cassandra Volt as he throws back his robe. And you see this robe that is emanating in a bright fire. Oh God, where'd her model go? Well, we're using this one today.
That's it. Keep getting different actors.
Right? So there's her and Cassandra. Alright, so this is where you guys are. You throw this and you miss. As you do so, you turn and you see Cassandra. Her as well as this individual next to her. As they turn, they look right at you. You see her muster a spell, and then she disappears. As she does so, he vanishes. And now I need everybody to roll for initiative as we are getting into this.
You want my skeleton to just follow me?
Yep, keep it easy.
16.
Natural 20.
Hang on 1 second.
24.
Alright, so what'd you get, Gildor?
17.
Alright, Orem,
3.
life.
15.
Wait,
It's I got a 12 or an 11, but still
Yeah.
the same spot.
Unnatural 20. Shit.
Fire! Alright. You get an 8?
15.
Okay, let's see what they get. Ooh, those are good.
Damn.
Thumbs back. Alright, so we're gonna go with.
What do you
17?
Oh, would you?
Yeah, I got
you
a natural
go
20.
first.
Let's say, like,
He's
Oh.
24 total.
He goes first. I have one here.
no, not 24. No, I'm like,
On unnatural 20.
yeah, I said unnatural.
Alright,
I
so
think a natural 20.
at this point, you are going to see this individual. He is going to jump back here. As he does so, he's going to draw for his crossbow. And he's going to shoot up here at disadvantage at Gildor. Those are going to miss. Second shot, net 20. Or no, it was disadvantage. 14 plus 3. You have half cover. What's your AC?
14.
Mark's got the
Shield.
No, you're good. You don't need shield.
I don't need
Gonna
to.
miss. Nope. Alright, that's the end of his turn. Alright, Perrin, onto you.
All right. How far is the guy in the red cloak?
From you, he's about
Red cloak is
about 98 feet.
Cassandra's crony.
Yeah.
It seems as if that way.
Seems like
Did
that.
she disappear?
Yeah, she went. Like right at the beginning, before initiative, she went. Whoop, and he's gone. Alright, what's in here? I think I'm gonna go ahead and. I'm gonna use Hunter Sense on him.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna determine if he has any damage in it.
He's got fire and there's something else. One more second.
Does that also give vulnerability?
Oh,
Yeah, vulnerabilities and resist.
okay. Necrotic, he's resistant to.
Okay, now it's up to you.
He can be exhausted or charmed.
Okay.
And I'll just tell you, I'll just say he's got resistance to any type of like blood magic or anything like that. Anything that would impede or have to do with stopping or anything like that. Alright,
So this is necrotic.
what else you got?
That was like a Hunter said that's a bonus action, right? Or
I don't know, is it?
yeah, I think it's pretty sure. Look that up.
That's why it's so cool.
Yeah. Okay. Use action. Yep. Yeah, that's an action. I don't think I can do anything else because that's a full act. I can.
You can move.
I'm sure I couldn't.
Hunter's mark. I think that's a bonus action. Our favorite foe or whatever.
Oh, favorite foe. That's what you're thinking. Yeah, might as well use. I'll use favorite foe as my bonus action on him too.
Alright. Moving or anything?
Concentration use equal. I think I'll maybe take a little bit of cover behind that rock with a little shrub right there.
Yep, so you bounce over here.
Yeah, just a little bit. Not
Right.
too much.
Cool. Alright, so Gildor. Oh, wait, here. I'm in between you. So you see this mage, as he does so, he turns and he's going to make his way here. Behind, he's going to shoot up towards life. As he does so, oh baby, here we go. Now it's gonna get interesting.
It, but
Let's see.
no. Oh, a little bit.
Yeah. Alright, so he's going to shoot. Oh god. 20-foot radius. So what we're going to do here, so it'll be 5, 10, 15. So, yeah. Okay, so it'll hit all of you except for your skeleton. This is going to be, I need a Constitution saving throw.
What's the effect?
You're gonna take necrotic damage,
How many feet
and
apart are we here?
you guys total, you are 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40.
How far am I from
The center,
who said? Oh, how far am I from light?
15.
Okay. Gilder, you get +2.
Oh shit, 19.
19
I'm
passes.
resistant to necrotic damage.
Okay, who's higher than a 17? Passes. Fail.
What am I roll for?
Constitution, higher than a 17.
Oh, and that's your skeleton.
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural?
Unnatural.
Okay, so
I got a
if
19
you
plus 1.
if you rolled lower than a 17, you're gonna take 46 necrotic damage, and you're incapacitated. If you passed, you're good.
You don't take anything?
Don't take anything.
Everyone passed?
Yeah?
If anybody died, well, except for life,
Yeah. If anyone died, what happened? Anyone who's used 0, they're just dead.
I need to know. Okay.
You get
So
it?
as you feel this large boom in this area, you see this large exertion from this blood mage. As it does so, you fall prone. As this immediately happens, you become incapacitated. You get hit by this, you immediately fail one death saving throw. Now, since you are not affected by this Cassandra Volt effect, by the curse, you are not impeded by the other one. You see the rest, as the rest of your forearms now, they start to glow with this bright Cassandra Volt lacing up and down your arms. That is the end of his turn, and Gildor.
Okay, I'm gonna move up to have cover behind this rock.
The open you.
And then I am going to cast. Can I see this man? From up there?
Yeah.
He's just a little bit behind.
Yeah, he's behind like a smaller
Yeah,
shrub.
I'm gonna cast Hold the Dead on this guy.
Okay.
That's a 16 wisdom save.
Why are you making noise?
What is it?
16 wisdom save.
I failed.
He takes 7 necrotic damage.
Okie dokie.
No, not the video.
That's it. And then I'm gonna command my skeletons to. How far is the cliff face from to this guy?
From here to here?
Yeah.
About 85 feet.
If you don't get
Just
it,
range.
then there's nothing I can do.
Yeah, I'm gonna command both my
Shh.
I'm gonna command both my skeletons to shoot him.
Okay.
20. 13. One hit.
With the cover, one will hit.
Does 7 damage.
Okay, so you did a total of
7.
Did you?
14.
No, this one took Toll the Dead, and this
Oh,
one
okay.
took 7.
Got you. Alright. That's the end of your turn. Life. I need a death saving throw. Failed.
You at least get 3 of them.
So he's down, failed 2. Yep.
It was on that.
Automatically failed 1. So as the spell was like this huge blood absorption, and then you see life
Joins the box.
start getting his blood leached to him. He's had some bad luck in some of these combats, dude.
That table is life. Roll the table.
Yeah.
You need
fuck
maximum
this.
bounce.
On to you.
Is that
Grendridge.
Yeah.
He goes last. He
Gonna
rolled a
yell over
1.
there and be like, "One of you healing?"
Oh, I can't do anything.
I can't.
I can't. I just gotta get back to my turn.
I'm gonna run over here, tie my rope to this tree
Okay.
here.
Alright, so as you do that, you and you go down and you start casting down. Give me an athletics check.
Okay. 18.
Oh yeah, you're going up. You want to go all the way?
Yeah.
Alright, so you drop and you're going all the way down. So as you drop
like
down,
120.
I think it's like 50, but
That's like 60.
you can make it about 15 feet and then just drop with that athletics check.
I
So
need
you
to do
just,
rope.
yep, you drop it down and you just
And
3-point landing.
So that would be like, would that be my whole turn?
20.
Tying the tree, jumping down.
Yeah, that's double
Sliding down.
movement. I'd say you could have bonus action if you really wanted.
20, 25, 30,
Okay, shield of faith on myself.
All
Plus
right.
2 AC.
Alrighty. So after that, or you.
let me. I assume that there's a big rock in between me and Blood Mage guy. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just not eating. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, risky as hell.
Risk it to get the biscuit, bro.
All right. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna slither my ass.
Where you want to go?
We'll slither snake.
Yeah, not directly towards him. I'm gonna move. I want to be at least 10 feet from him. And then I'm going to use.
Wait. Like, this is within 10.
I want to
Remember,
be
he's a large creature.
over 10 feet away. I need to, because I'm going to use my action to spring at him.
Okay.
And if I spring 10 feet or more, I deal extra damage.
Nice.
So I'm using my action to spring.
Spring! Alright, so as you spring...
Thanks. Yeah!
Chase the slinky.
19 to hit.
That will hit.
Thank you.
That's what it says, like, holy shit, no way.
Holy shit. Hopefully, yeah. Okay.
I had to take into account that half cover.
So he takes fucking Christ. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9, plus 2 is... He takes 11 points of piercing damage? Piercing damage. And now I have bitten into him, I'm biting him, and now I'm adjacent to him.
Alright.
You have poison?
No, it
So-
doesn't...
As this happens, you see Grendridge. He turns. He looks right at you. And then, I can't get him up. Can you?
Yeah, I got
Alright. He just pats you. I'm going for it.
Go for
He
it!
lunges and he jumps up and he starts just running
I
down
think you're
this
there
huge
like,
plank.
God, he's probably gonna die.
He's gonna go down one way or another. Alright, so let's see. Athletics. Ooh, yeah, an 18 natural, so he's gonna easily go down that. So you just see him gaining, just running down this large wooden plank. He hits right behind your skeleton. He turns, and then he just looks, getting ready with his sword. That's the end of his turn. Now, you notice, Aura. You feel something behind you as you notice that in a moment you hear Cassandra's voice. Though slightly different, changed. You thought that I would forget you. And at this point she turns and she launches out 2 large fire bolts. Let me make sure.
Fuck.
Bum, bum, bum.
Behind me? As in, like, that?
Here. Yeah, you're gonna see it right here. So you see as she comes out from behind this tree, she's going to go out and she's going to shoot. It does. You're gonna take 13 points of fire damage.
Should these automatically hit?
Yes, fireball.
Oh,
Fireball.
Firebolt.
Mhm.
Attack.
Is it?
Yeah. The cantrip fireball.
Oh, you're right.
AC 17.
Ooh, nat 20. Thank you.
Fuck.
So, what did I say?
13.
13, 26. And you get hit by that, and now you are ignited.
I'm back to being a boy.
Yep, so now you're on fire. At that point, you then see her. She puts some sort of translucent
I can fix that.
blue arcane around her and ends her turn. At the start, you see this individual.
Blue arcane fire.
Is she
Blue
visible
arcane.
now?
Yeah, she's visible back here.
Oh, it's I just
This guy, he's going to make his way across here, jumping across the log and going away. He fails, and you see him fall into the river. And as he does so, you see him get submerged in, and then he gets taken down slowly. You see him bobbled up. He starts going towards the edge, and you see it streaming really quickly. And as he does so, he can't make it to the edge. And then in a moment, he takes his sword and he puts it into the side for just a moment, and that's his full turn. Yeah, roll a 6.
How far did he move down?
About an extra 10, 15 feet right there.
Right here?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so on to you, Perrin.
All right. Love that. I'm gonna walk over to Life over there, and I'm gonna Slap the hands together.
All right.
Start rubbing them. I'm gonna use a level 2 spell, Cure Wounds.
All right. So you walk over to life. You cure him up. How much?
Yeah, 2d plus your spell cost.
Which is my wisdom on it. Give me a second.
Your turn, bitch.
10, hey, 10, you're up to 10.
Alright, so you come back.
It would have been better if the second roll didn't fucking fall off because I rolled it and it was a 1. I was like, fuck.
Alright, what else you got? You only move 5 feet to do that.
Yeah, just moved over to him. That's that.
Wait, you're on deck after I go.
Yeah, I think that's it, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So then, you see this individual in front of Orem. As he gets lunged at and attacked, he takes recourse. As he does so, let's see here. He's going to attack as he takes this huge lash weapon leashing out behind him, made with blood pulled from, looks like life's body. As it does so, he lashes out and he's going to attack twice at you. Ooh. The first one's definitely going to miss. Second one, 22.
Yield to deflect it.
Okay, so first one misses. Second one blanches off. You see it just kind of slams down. The ship's going to slam down. The blood just kind of splatter and hit on the ground next to you. He then is going to... he is not going to push that further. Go. Yep.
You get that back on, too.
No, I already used my reaction to heal.
Oh.
Alright, Gilder, on to you.
He's not within 5 feet of him.
I'm going to cast Summon Undead,
Okay.
and I'm going to put it right here. It's a zombie, and it has 30 feet of movement.
So you see...
30. Then
Oh wait, I gotta see if I get
my
something.
skeleton to shoot
I do.
this one at disadvantage.
Which one?
This guy.
I'll just say that during that dude's turn, you notice him gain some sort of blood charge back.
Second one misses. First one hits.
How much damage? And you're going into the blood guy?
Yeah, 10 damage.
Okay. Okay. Anything else?
Nah.
Life, on to you. So you're up, you come back.
Would triggering from it allows me an action or
An action, take a potion. You want to move or anything?
I'm going to jump down. Or I have to.
About a 50-foot drop.
Well, I meant like. Won't climb down, not like drop down.
That would be
Kill
an
myself
acrobatic.
again.
That would be an acrobatic
I
shit.
don't want to kill myself.
So you go to the ledge. You could,
Better not, this is a
you
little
could
too
use your
hard,
full
son of a
movement
bitch.
with acrobatics. You could, if you double dash.
I've got a
you know, if you
rope
dash.
right here.
Yeah, it was
Dude, wait, you got
rope.
rope over there?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
I would say fucking do that instead.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on the rope and start climbing.
Why decision?
Do I have to go one thing to pass the river?
If you're gonna
I
spell
know
on
you're gonna have to
airship.
find out.
Well, I'm gonna go pass the river.
Alright, so as you go through, give me an athletics check.
Oh, probably not.
You might be going down anyway.
He's going down one way.
Yeah.
Shit, he's like 7.
Oh god.
No.
So you go through in your heavy armor. You notice it's just barring you down. You kind of make it through, and you're just not making headway. It starts pushing you. You try and grab onto the log, you start sliding. You're looking at your people, everybody's just kind of in the zone, doing their own thing. You just hear, woo! In a moment, you go falling down, you look, darkness, you hear, boom. Go under the water, you notice that it drops. You start sinking, but it goes a couple feet under. You don't take any damage. After a moment, you resurface and you come back up. As you do so, I'll just say you use like 10 feet of movement, so you got the rest of your movement if you want.
Wait, am I still in the river?
Yeah, you're still in there, so if you're going to try and get out, you're going to need to give me...
I want to get out of the river.
Alright, so as you start getting out, you want to try and get out right now at the edge?
Yeah, I want to...
Alright, give me an athletics check. Yep, athletics check.
Would it be a disadvantage because of heavy armor?
No, it's not that deep. It's not like rushing like it was up there. 16, yeah, you're good. So you get out right here next to it. You get drenched now, armor and all.
As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Commercial Weapon.
Okay. Where are you dropping it?
You drop spiritual weapon.
60 feet away. Hot dang it. And then I can move it 20 feet every time. So I move it as close as I can to them.
Not bad.
Yeah, you get like right here if you want to.
Then range of Cassandra?
Yeah, right there.
Take a swing at her.
Alright.
Punch that bitch.
Yeah, so what is this sword?
Oh, you have to make a Constitution save. I'm sorry.
Nice.
Yeah, you're next to my bully.
What is it? Oh yeah, that is.
That dude.
He's
Bullies
feared.
until the start of my turn.
Oh, and you're on fire.
Your turn.
And you're on fire. I need you to roll d6.
He's on point. It's not even my turn yet.
Yeah, but I missed it the last time.
You?
Yeah,
7 force
because
damage.
you moved. Oh no, what you did? No. On your turn, remind me.
Okay,
I
that's
did-
fine.
you have force
I was like,
damage.
this
Once
is
your
like
turn-
should include my turn. What?
Once your turn starts, you're not poisoned.
Okay. Oh, okay. So it doesn't.
Okay.
Till the end of it's till
You'll end your turn within 5 feet.
your
Fuck this.
zombie's turn within 5 feet of me. Technically, I didn't end my turn within 5 feet of your zombie.
Yeah, it's from here on out.
Your zombie and you're me.
That's your fault.
Take
What?
higher movement. Move here. Just like through there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hold action javelin.
Okay.
This guy tries to move, get up, whatever. I'm gonna yeet a javelin.
Got you. Alright.
I have a holy power of you just don't touch.
Would it be an action or a bonus action to figure out what this fucking blue arcane bolt is? Cassandra Volt. I also am currently on fire.
Yeah, give me a actually give me a Constitution saving throw.
I think it's something +2, so 19 total.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. Well, you're gonna take 2 points of fire damage.
Okay.
The blue you can know I'll say just from being at Hexwell,
Yeah.
and from seeing tons of incantations, this is definitely what looks like some sort of either basic shield spell or some sort of basically some sort of shield spell. Looks as if something that ups her AC by anywhere between 3 to 5.
Okay. Our spell set.
That is, yeah. I'm really regretting not, like, why didn't I get it? Alright, it increases their AC? What, is it 3?
3 to 5.
I think I'm gonna attempt to drown this bitch. Knowing that she is a fire lady, I am going to fucking hold out my staff, and I'm gonna cast Tidal Wave.
Oh Jesus!
Yes!
This is a huge spell.
It's a good one.
Know this bitch.
This is a big one.
Yeah, and so a 30-foot long, up to 10 feet wide, and up to 10 feet tall wave of water kind of conjures forth. And it doesn't even have to be from water. It just sprouts wherever I want it to. And so I'm hoping for like this angle to
Okay.
catch both of these fuckers.
Mhm.
And I need
Constitution.
dexterity saving throw. DC 16.
They both fail.
Hell
Yeah.
A little
I
quicker.
got one.
I'm good.
I got that.
It's 7 plus 8 is 15 plus 6 is 21. They take 21 bludgeoning damage, and they're both knocked prone.
Yes.
Cassandra takes a lot.
Yeah, that's what I was fucking hoping for.
You notice that she takes it. It's not almost so much just from the water, but from the exhaustion from the previous fight and from whatever burden she carries. This extreme damage just hitting her. Her knocking prone, you see more than just damage being done. You see her mental and her entire just body language change as she falls. You just see her slump to the ground and barely try and attempt to get back up.
My character's gonna chuckle and be like, I know how that feels.
Down.
They're both knocked prone.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Disadvantage on everything. Like, dude, everything I've been rolling is a disadvantage.
And then I'm gonna use my movement to get away from this fucking zombie. There's a spiritual weapon on top of her. I'm going to find some cover. If I was like here, would this be like half cover
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fucking take some half cover.
Alright. Now, you see Grendridge. He's just gonna fucking book it.
Is it an action to put out this fire on one?
Yeah.
Fuck. Fine. I'll take it. Shit.
He goes here. He can't do anything, so he's double moving.
Opportunity attack it. Damn it.
By the way, that's Grendridge. This dude, top of the turn. At this point, you see him. He starts making his way to the side, and he starts pulling himself out. And at this point, you see
I have a clear line of sight.
his back is wide open. You can tell this is definitely the point to be going through. He looks over his shoulder, seeing you now.
18
Oh yeah, it hits.
Too bad you can't smite on Jeff.
That'd be nuts.
It would be
13 damage. Yeah.
All right. You hear as he just pierces out in agony, and you just see the javelin ripping, almost staking him to the side, and he pulls into his back, tries to break it off, and then he gets up. And the rest of his movement, he's gonna get up. Somebody move him just right next to that rock in between that thing for me. Just a little bit farther.
Right here.
Yep, right there, perfect. And then he's going to shoot right at you, no. He's going into you, Mr. Fuck this, who just threw a javelin at me. This is 2 with my bow. And, okay, so 2 are gonna hit. See the damage.
We hit.
21 on the, I rolled a 19 natural, and it's like plus 7 or 6 on this bow, and then the second one was an 18, and they're both at advantage.
18 misses.
Well, no, it was 18 plus 6, it was 24.
Oh.
That's why I was like, 1 second, sorry. You're gonna take 21 points of piercing damage, and then he's going to put away his bow, and you see him draw some sort of short sword as the end of his turn.
Did he break that javelin?
Out of his back, yeah, he kind of like broke it off the back, and then pulled himself up out, preparing on you.
How far are they? It's one man now.
One man from you, you're about 120 feet,
That's still pretty powerful.
but you cannot shoot at them because of the trees, and they're both prone. So they're both like in tree cover, and they're both lying down. Like there's no way you can shoot them. You're gonna have to either get down or maybe go after that guy.
You should have enough line of sight on this guy.
How far is he from me?
You also ignore cover.
Probably about 200.
Yeah, about time to bust that
It'll
circle.
still be a disadvantage.
This
right?
man.
Yep.
It's
Yeah, but
risky
you won't
before.
have to worry about the +5 and the freaking forest and everything that you're shooting through.
I'll go ahead and use Slayer Spray on him while I'm also at it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
What's up?
Yeah, sure.
Let it rip. 2 shots.
It's minus my penalty.
We were actually sure.
Oh yeah.
You gonna let it rip?
I ignore it says cover.
But
You ignore
Yeah, you ignore
You
just
don't
period.
have to do the
That,
shot.
that
Sharpshoot,
one's
yes.
always on.
Oh.
Yeah.
The minus 5
That one's a
on.
pass.
Right. You'll just do more
Give me
damage.
plus 10 like that.
Right.
Yeah, to the hit.
So you're sharpshooting.
Yeah, I'm definitely sure.
All right, he's letting it rip anyway. All right, let it rip. That one.
3. But I can attack twice. I
Yep.
do have my.
All right, so the first one you see, boom, glances off into the darkness. Next one, yeah, screw.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. 13 now.
What is it?
It's a 13 minus.
Nope. So you just hear boom, and it just kind of slams into the bark right in front of him.
Shitty rolls.
All right, anything else?
No, that was it.
All right, so he is going to go. He's going to stand up, and then let's see. Yep. All right. Who gonna use it on? Who gonna use it on?
Every time I use that shit, it gives me shit.
I mean, that it would have been shit rolls either way.
Nobody good here to use it on. And I can't see you guys. Okay, we're gonna drop it on.
Oh yeah.
So I'm
That
saying.
would be shot the first.
Like, every time I use sharpshooters, the shittiest fucking most important.
Okay, yeah, we can hit you two. Barely. You two, I need Constitution saving throws as you see, like before, this huge blood boil underneath your feet as this huge blood siphoning starts emitting beneath you.
Fuck. Assume cover does nothing.
Nope.
Please fucking save. Oh, thank God. 19?
Yep, that'll save.
Oh, thank God.
Would you roll?
10.
That'll fail. Let's see the damage. Boom, boom, boom. Ooh. You're gonna take 49 necrotic damage. You take none. As you see it, and you siphons, nothing comes, especially from your construct body. You, though, you feel your energy and your life force siphon from you, and you see this mage grow with some power. At this point, you see him, and he's gonna go right over here. Kite. All right, Gildor, on to you.
I'm gonna cast Wither and Bloom. You. So you get 1d8, is it? No, 1 hit dice. What's your hit dice? 9 HP. That's it. And then I'm gonna expand both my skeleton. I'm gonna expand that skeleton go down the rope.
I see him go, what? And then athletics check. Athletics check.
Would it be acrobatics to climb down the rope?
Nope.
14.
Yeah, you're good. It's easy. It's just the weight of it going down. I mean, it's kind of stormy in the wind
How
here.
far
It's
is
just,
this guy?
From him,
To this one.
40, 50, he's about 60 feet. 55, 60
Okay,
feet.
he's still within range. I'm gonna have that one shoot at him.
Okay, disadvantage?
Said it's kind of stormy already.
Yes.
It misses.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna have my zombie
Yep. Zombie.
go in and smack the shit out of this prone bitch.
Alright.
Use your advantage.
It's terrible when you get.
Oh, I forgot Cassandra.
10. Plus 8. 18 total.
Hey, she would stand up. I'm not gonna move because I forgot her turn. She would have just stood up and lashed out at Dennisine with 2 attacks.
You mean the dom?
No.
Menacing?
Yeah.
Menacing?
Or,
Oh, what's the okay.
Grendridge.
That's like.
One of his.
From the motherfucking dead.
They'll both miss, so it doesn't matter. She's just standing now. She's just standing. So nothing, we didn't miss anything cool. She whipped. Anything else? Much damage? Did it hit?
Can I reroll? Because I don't remember.
Yeah, sorry. Reroll. No, that was my bad. I forgot to.
It misses.
Okay. You done?
She needs to make a Constitution save anyway.
Net 20'd.
really sad.
Alright, life.
The bonus action, I'm gonna take a swing at Cassandra Volt's first weapon.
Alright.
God, you had that out there.
Oh yeah, that hits. And at this point, let me see. No, her shield stays. As you see this slam into her, her shield stays, it still hits, but this you will just notice won't do as much damage as you think.
Soggy.
They are both all wet.
Like this, man.
And I will say she didn't use any of her fire attacks when she went into 5. Okay. You start coughing up blood from the inside, start spewing out into her mouth, dripping. As you see it from quite far away, though, you notice vocally, you will not end me this way! I am Cassandra! And she just starts throwing up blood massively.
I'll get you,
I
bitch!
took my action. Where would I need to move to get a clear line of sight up?
Clear line? Here's 30. You could do it here and it would be half.
Yeah. Gonna fire 2. Got 2 up now.
There he
Hope that
goes.
was working.
Yep. He's whiffed 4 so far. Here we go.
I'm with 2.
Oh, true.
Yeah, it was 2 at the beginning.
Yeah, at the
Okay.
beginning.
Haha!
Yeah.
$14 for the first.
That'll hit.
$18 for the second.
Oh, yeah, those both hit.
Seven plus damage.
She's real weak. Real weak. You see her. Aldris! I mean, Aldor! Trixis! We must! Stefan! You see her, it's almost like she's just cascading through names in her mind. Something is like, she's not right.
It's just
You see her turning around looking. You notice the person standing next to her. He turns and you hear him, especially Orem, you do. Cassandra, you're not yourself. This curse,
Yeah, it's not good.
it's gone on too long. You've let it get too much of you. You hear her. I can say it! And she's just not making any sense. It's almost like the draconic side of her is just taking over and something else is just not right. Is that the end of your turn? Alright, fuck this onto you.
No. He got me.
Yeah, he got him back.
Oh,
up.
ones
Yeah,
are
yeah,
blue. Okay.
So
He's got 9 health right now.
I can tell before the water's not very deep, right? Or
You can see it's like maybe 10 feet at
I'm gonna
max,
try crossing
possibly.
that wall.
what?
10 feet deep, possibly. From what you saw me, the other guy was able to kind of get out, so it's at least 7 feet.
So I'm gonna have to run across the log.
Yeah, I'd say log would probably be your best bet.
All right, let's run across the log.
That's gonna be what, acrobatics?
Yeah,
Athletics,
yeah,
acrobatics.
And
12.
You're gonna get it. Okay, you're good. You're gonna run across.
Cool. I'll get you across there.
How far was it? 25, or would that be my whole movement just to get across?
That was 15, I think, right? To get across the log?
I still have to
Okay,
go like.
you're like here. So
I had to go 10 feet to get to it.
Yeah, we'll say you're 30 across.
Half cover, I think you can maybe throw another javelin at him. We can hit that guy.
Wait, you good? Face.
My eye hurts.
Oh, alright.
I have no idea. That's all.
It's awful.
Have you been picking at it or something?
No, it feels like something's in it.
I should know this, but how far can you throw a javelin? Like 100
It's like 30
or is
feet.
it just like 60?
I think it's like 30 or 60.
30, 60, something like
Yeah,
that.
it's not that far.
Okay. So I would not be able to hit Cassandra, or
You would be a disadvantage.
No, not through the trees and everything, no. Not through all the trees and everything, no. Not unless you can one-to that sucker.
I'm gonna wreck this.
Alright, I'll just bonus action use that cape that I have to +1 my AC.
The Javelin has a range of
And-
120.
It's +2.
Oh.
2.
32, 120
Well, 120 and 8.
max. So it'd be
So
yes.
that's
So we'll say I'll say disadvantage full cover. You really want to throw it?
I want to risk it.
That's
All right. You
I'll
good?
just bonus action, yeah. Use
Alright.
that cape and then that'll be my
On you, Orm.
I'm gonna almost calmly step out from behind this tree, and I'm going to point at her, and I'm just simply going, almost whisper, "You are not." As I point, electricity will almost start at my wrist
Mm-hmm.
and arc up my arms as I cast Call Lightning, and the storm
yeah.
above us
Yeah.
begins to swirl. And because it is already stormy, it will do increased damage.
Oh shit.
And I'm going to point directly, and this electricity won't come from me, but it'll smite from this cloud that has come together. And she needs to make a dexterity saving throw. Her and the zombie, technically, if it's within
She rolled a 14.
that's a fail. So it's 40-10, and then she's also soaking wet. Does that do anything?
I mean, the 40-10 is going to be enough anyway.
Okay.
So you can end her however you want. Yes!
She is just gonna get a true volt.
So you just see it
Yes.
from just really just emit down as you bring your finger, you just kind of almost cast it,
Yeah.
casting it down and arcing in that line, bringing it down and just shooting straight into her body. As she does so, you just see her body and her arms and everything just arc out, emitting this pulse through her. You see her scales and everything from the inside almost like start burning and singeing from this huge electrical spark, and then her life just and then just her body just falls as you see part of her scales just start almost like melting off of her body, and you just see blood from the forest, the life, and everybody is just given to her just start bleeding out of her body. You see her coughing up slowly, pretty much out of
alive?
commission. I mean, for the most part, she's Alright.
And then I'm just gonna look at the blood mage, and I'm gonna just look at him and say, "You're free to go." And that'll be the end.
Alright. Now, this guy, he's going to, looking right at you, he's going to move up. Wait, can you up right around to like this? This or your way? That way. No. This guy.
I can't see him. There he is.
Yeah.
Him.
Up here, like this. Right in front of him. He's attacking him. He's going right into you twice with a short sword. Nope. No. 21. Alright, so he's just gonna swing right into you twice.
Just once.
Or excuse me,
Obviously,
once. Yes. And he only hits once, and you're gonna take 9 points of piercing damage
Oh,
as you see him
fucking
just and it slices right into you.
I'm like,
Okay, and you fall, you as he does so, you see him turn. He's gonna make his way up towards the arm with the rest of the movement.
Wow, that's ballsy. Did you not just see what the fuck just happened?
Did.
The dumb
break the
motherfucker.
concentration, please.
Aaron, on to you.
Oh boy.
It was the end of his turn.
Even if I move, I don't think he's behind anybody because he's behind the tree. You're in front of him.
Okay, great move.
Does he have line of sight of this guy?
He does, but he's going after the blood mage. He's just gonna throw a spear at him.
No, I was talking about.
He's gonna hit. He's gonna do
That means
8 points to the blood mage. Okay. That's it. Let me make sure I got his damage in.
So is Brian in the way? Can I giants?
3 meters in way.
Didn't he see this guy
Yeah,
going there?
that's the bad guy.
You ignores cover.
Well,
Yeah,
it's 3/4. You get total.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, but he,
Okay.
fucking nat.
Yeah, don't net one, basically.
Please.
You just cursed him,
Yeah.
guy.
No, you don't need my fucking perks.
Yeah, I was about
The
to
amount
say.
of times you've shot people like that one.
This is true. This is true, yeah.
I really need you to not fucking break my concentration
I
right now.
haven't shot that many. Come on.
It's greater than 0. It's more than me, dog. It's more than me. Alright, we're good.
Okay, we're good, yeah.
Feels a lot
So,
there, I'm just
6
saying.
plus 7 was a 13, plus 2, 14, 15.
That'll barely hit. As you see it just over your shoulder arm, and it just strike right into his chest.
Plus 6, 8 piercing damage, and then... 7,
Yep, that'll hit.
18, that's 19. And that's 3 plus 2, that's 5.
He's very weak as well.
Yay, I fucking did something finally.
Alright, and now
Jesus Christ.
you will see the Blood Mage, after you saying that. Yeah, he's bamfing. You see in a moment, and he just throws down a large emitting of arcane power, and in a moment, he just bamf out. Gildor. What you doing?
How far is this from Gildor?
About 100 feet. About 70 feet.
Okay, so I could. I'm gonna cast Chill Touch on this guy.
Okay. The same? No.
And then I'm gonna have that skeleton move up, and this skeleton move up, and have to the best being 30. The best line of sight of this guy.
Far you came with
I command both of them to shoot him.
Alright.
This is the closer one.
Yep.
Misses.
That'll hit.
8.
8. Ooh, he's bleeding out quite a bit, you can tell. Or you can really see he's...
And then I
he's
have
not-
this guy.
He's not doing hot at all.
And he's in range.
Yep. And he's got +2 to his attacks.
And he hits.
Yep. Ooh, this might drop him.
This one is different damage. Ten damage, and he needs to pass a DC 16 con save.
He nat 1'd it, so he will fail.
He is
it.
paralyzed.
He is dead.
He's the best type of CC.
So as you go in,
that
you
is
see
not
just this onslaught of arrows and this just necromantic, like, small little force move in. And just under the barrage, Orm, over your... You just hear arrows, and then this zombie come around and just slam into him. And this soldiers fall right on top of you, and then fall. And at that point, that's going to be the end of this encounter. As you see now...
I'm gonna use Healing Word on Jake.
I'm gonna make my way down the thing
Yep.
with the robe.
Okay.
You get a whopping 6 HP. You're
I'll go make my way down.
Alright, so you guys both just kind of make your way down.
Since I'm already controlling it, I'm gonna throw off just.
I'll have my
more
skeleton
level.
come over here too. They're on me.
Yes!
I dismissed my zombie.
So as you guys make your way over, you immediately come up to Denistine and say,
You didn't fall. Give me 5 gold.
you see him turn to you and he takes a
Grendridge?
couple of coins, he's like, oh yeah, right, and he just flips some out, you gain your 5 gold.
Just for a moment, just as everyone takes the time to congregate, I'm gonna just sit on this stump, and I'm just gonna continue concentrating on Call Lightning. I'm just gonna blast some fucking trees.
Whoa, hey!
Just silently over here. I'm gonna blast a couple
Forest
trees.
fires are natural, dog.
I'm gonna blast.
That's not natural. He's
That's
shooting
technically
trees.
an already pre-existing storm.
I want to search.
And then,
Make your way.
if possible, instead of blasting a couple trees, can I start shooting lightning bolts up?
Can you shoot the lightning bolts on the corpse of that guy until he's just bones?
I mean,
No, I'm also trying to signal an airship. So I did tell her to watch the sky, and she was like, "Oh, I mean, maybe hopefully see some flashing lights. So maybe she sees some fucking lightning bolts."
Lightning.
Wait, can you make a shape of the lightning?
I
Can you
would
be like,
say.
like-
I mean, can you cast a spell that does? Like,
I can control. I mean, I don't need to shape the lightning bolts. I can
Well, I mean, you told them that.
for up to 10 minutes, every
Can you-
6 seconds.
Okay.
Lightning bolt.
so you can just be
Lightning
like,
bolt. Yeah.
boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a small localized
Gotcha.
storm going off.
All right.
So any of your things.
Hang on one second. So what is the rest of you guys doing? So Life's going in. You guys, he's going into loot. You guys are moving around. You guys going in closer.
Yeah, the curse. What happened to the curse?
Hang on.
We have to say his name.
So the rest of you guys doing anything else?
I guess we can search the body too. See if
I am not carrying that gem.
If anyone goes anywhere close to that body, I'm simply going to say, he's mine.
Well, as you see Life going towards her,
I'm searching the dude. I'm gonna search the dude for him. Yeah, anything worthwhile on him. Maybe take off his hood.
you go over to the guy. You notice he is wearing a rocks underneath what looks to be a covering of a large cloak. You notice that on the inside of his cloak seems to be a name, and as you go through, you see that the name is actually. 1 second here. Giovanni Leodor. As you see this etched in the back of his collar of this cloak and robe, you see him look as his body still somewhat live, then the last breath finally go to. You find 50 gold pieces.
I've absolutely heard Leodor.
Well, so we ran into this before.
50 gold pieces off of him.
We met. So the headmaster is Leodor Ulbrich, but we decided it
How many
wasn't.
fucking Leodors are there?
We decided it wasn't a connection because that's first name. This guy.
Right. Last name. Yep. So as you guys go through, you look through the rest of them. You notice that he has a small, what looks to be like a little symbol of a rocks-like coin, and on both sides it has what looks to be the father figure of Tor Rocks, and then on the other figure some female, but it isn't marked. No name. You could possibly think that it's his wife, more than likely, king and queen.
Wait, wasn't that the guy who supposedly died at the temple?
No.
Isn't that the same situation though? Wasn't he in that?
Tamriel was the guy on the bridge, you mean?
No.
The guy who
The murder mystery
everyone with the
involved
murder
in
mystery who was getting investigated or whatever. Was Leodor? Was he the one who supposedly got murdered?
I mean, he was mentioned. He wasn't the one that got
I
murdered.
think that he was the rocks guy that hired the hobgoblin? Maybe that was it.
Possibly had connections, maybe. I mean,
He was in that situation.
you guys know that the crows were possibly a part of the hobgoblin hiring,
Yeah.
but you don't know who possibly. I mean,
I had that session's notes on a note card, and I have not been able to find it since. No idea where the notes
It's gone.
go.
It's
Yeah,
alright.
No idea.
so you guys go. Perrin, you don't find anything else on his body other than a note. As you look through the note, you see that it was supposed to be delivered to Cassandra, and inside its pocket, you see duplicates of 2 notes. One note is what looks to be, and you look it over, a note that seems to be an agreement upon whatever, as you quickly glance, is a trading of some sort of property or goods. You see small machines in trade for what looks to be large sums of money. You see then on the other one, what looks to be almost like a different amount. Almost as if she was, or this individual was trying to bargain different notes from the king or queen into getting these machines. You see them are both signed, and now looking at them, most likely plagiarized signings of 4 rocks on both of the letters.
So it looked like he was playing a game here. He was going to see who was the one who paid the most.
who would pay or the least,
The
and
least.
which one he could get a better deal from. And it looks as if that could have possibly sparked something. That is all that you really find on him, though.
Did he have money on him?
50 gold. Now, on the other body, are you gonna let him go up and loot it?
After my light show, I would say she's mine, and I will attempt to interject.
King and Queen. That's the rocks. The rocks, King and Queen.
You think so?
You think
Yes.
so? Okay.
Order my skeletons to drag this body close to this body.
All right, Life, what are you doing? You make your way up, and
When he says that, I'll stop.
all right, so you hold off for a moment, and Orm, you make your way up. Give me an investigation check.
Fucking, not anything? Like a 2? I don't know, something like that. 2?
Okay, so you look over her body for a decent amount of time.
Can I take a 10?
Quite some time. Quite some time. And as you do so,
Feeling her up.
This
you
is a charred corpse.
This is the closest thing I have to a mother.
yeah.
You are feeling a
You-
cold body.
You realize that as you go through, she has very few things on her. Not much is even really hidden. But she has a ledger. It looks like a large book, somewhat of almost like a grimoire that is also infused with her own personal notes. You see it that is concealed within some sort of magic, but now with her almost passing, it seems to be fading. As you go and you grab it, she kind of wakes just for a moment. And as she looks, she grabs the book and you see her hands bloodied. And she reaches in the side of her gown. She pulls bloodied hand now, what looks to be whatever corruption almost subsided in this state. Take this. She pulls out what looks to be a very bloodied, pretty decent sized brass key. She hands it out. Take this. Take the book. Take the key. Back to my office.
Dragon.
You'll remember the room when you see it. She kind of puts out her hand. As she does so, put yours out, and you see the key just in her last moment kind of just drop to your hand, and the blood kind of wick away as her hand just falls, and the last of her breath subside from her body. This happens. Take another moment. Look through. You see nothing else. Notice that she has about 25 gold on her. And then you look for just another moment. You notice that she has a small pouch. And inside of this tiny pouch, you open it. Pop it open. As you do so, amongst the darkness that's emitting in this forest, you do so, you see this bright light starts opening up. You see the seasonal gem that was described when Gildor basically had his. You see a small sliver of it. As it kind of emits in this pouch, you see it light up very bright. And as you do so, you and everybody in this area can kind of feel the power that this is giving off. You also look, and attached on her backside as you kind of roll her over now, finding this pouch, you see a small little machine. Inside, as you open it, you now can put together that this seasonal gem, this small sliver, is what goes inside her small machine that powers it. Whatever possible season or whatever powering or is powering this gem could be infusing whatever is possibly churning some of these creatures or the land. You kind of just gather this in a quick moment, seeing the two side by side next to each other. After that, all you find. See Grendridge walk up. All right. I think Vanessa's gonna get the signal. I think we should maybe make our way a little bit farther into the forest and separate ourselves from these bodies.
But
Wait a second.
We need.
I will. As I finish looking over the body, I would like to,
Give me a perception check.
along this forest floor, I'd like to catch druidcraft, and I would like to cause some flowers to bloom. I'd like to pick some and almost weave them into her hair.
You take a moment and you see
Do
him
you
just kind
opposed
of
to
grow
me making
over.
them zombies? Okay.
Can you dig a hole?
He's good.
You owe me a body, though.
What with
I'm sure we'll
this?
make plenty.
What about the
I use
bed?
mold earth and dig a hole.
See it on him.
And
I mean, she consumed it.
Now, from what you can
It was
tell,
in her, like it. Into her.
it started absorbing into her. But you don't know what has happened since the last 24 hours you've seen.
Fuck, fuck, 24
She's
hours.
obviously, I will
it's-
say she
we spent 2 days in
obviously.
prison, so it's been close to.
Oh, right, true. Plus,
There.
plus you noticed she was weaker since this.
After he's done making a grave, I will then bury this on hole.
You guys take about 30 minutes. You grow a nice patch of flowers that interwove over this grave that is dug. You take a few moments, like Cassandra, underneath the ground. Take your moment. Grendridge just kind of sits off to the side. But I'm glad that my pact was done.
I just put my hand, like, walk over to him, just like, put my hand on his shoulder.
What about our curse, though?
Good question.
Anybody notice anything weird?
Now, as you guys look at your arm, you notice that the name has subsided. And as you do so, the name is not completely. You see part of it still slowly fading away. And you guys wait about another 10 to 15 minutes as you slowly walk through and kind of meander through, just keeping your perception about in the forest. As you do so, you feel a tightening around your breath. And in a moment's notice, almost all of your eyes, in a moment, feel as if they darken. And I need everybody to give me a constitution. No, right, exactly. You see this.
Plus
Yeah, you
3,
see
like,
literally-
everybody gets plus 3.
Yeah,
Cool.
Assuming we're walking in a group.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're walking.
yeah, you
everyone
guys.
gets plus 3.
Yeah.
20 then.
Oh, I got it.
You said con save?
Uh-huh.
14.
Plus 3.
Okay.
Oh, no, that's what the 3 added.
Okay.
What'd you get?
7.
Ooh, so you two, as you guys feel this darkness kind of, you kind of break free for a moment. And then you softly, in the back of your mind, just hear a faint voice. You two stop completely. Eyes darkened. You hear Cryptic's voice. So, Ted, though you have slain giant, my list has been fulfilled. But a meeting we shall have on the next full moon. We shall meet. When the moon is covered by the clouds, I will summon you. So be ready. When the time comes, I will pull you back to my domain. Just make sure you're ready. We have things to discuss. Especially the one named Gildor. He has been looking through certain inscriptions of an old grimoire. A teacher I once studied under. Long time ago. You guys hear this, it subsides for a moment. And now you guys, both of you, actually all four of you, not you though, see where the Cassandra Volt was. 4 on your arm. That's it. Just number 4.
Oh, guys, gonna want 4 souls for this shit.
That's all you know. So, you guys go through the forest a few moments. Is there anything you want to do before your airship arrives?
How long until the next one, approximately? How long until the next one, approximately?
Not sure.
We would know the date.
What's the moon currently look like?
A little bit more than half. Close to like 3/4 maybe.
So we're like,
It's a waxing, definitely.
so it's
Get
like
bigger.
it's like May 8th or 10th.
The moon has nothing to do with it.
How about give
Yeah,
me?
Full moons are typically in the middle of months.
I mean, we're in a fantasy world here. Fuck this.
It's also approximately 28 days cycle.
So,
It,
give me. I'd say if you want to look up and give me a nature check or an intelligence
Oh
check.
fuck, I got nature. Let me do the nature check.
You're not sure.
something like that. If it's about half, it's getting bigger. Couple weeks.
9.
Not sure. Yeah, maybe a week,
Maybe 2.
maybe 2, maybe a day.
Soon.
Yeah.
Maybe a day.
Yeah.
There's only 3. There's only 3. Full, none, and half.
All right. So, what do you guys do?
Coming in this summer. Well, I guess
I mean, is there an airship come and pick us up?
Yep. You guys are waiting on it. You guys ready to just be picked up? Is there anything else you want to do in there?
No, I buried her. You can have the other guy. I don't care about him. You can have that body.
It's over here needing eye solution. His eye is killing him.
I got rotos in my car.
The one guy was wearing basic studded leather.
What that?
Same with Cassandra. They were both wearing basic studded leather. All right, so you guys wait a couple moments. You see an airship comes through. You guys make it to a somewhat high point within the Contravant's Holt. You see Vanessa and the Crooked crew. She comes down and she. When you see the ladder once more, this time slow, but as it makes its way down, you see it, and as this rope ladder does, you guys start ascending up, under control. Storm starting to somewhat subside in the area as you see it start shifting, making its way what looks like more inwards towards the city once again. It seems as if it almost keeps traversing around an almost circular area. You guys make it back on top and have made your way back into the airship. Vanessa greets you. She comes up to Gren, seems quite happy to see him, and then goes back to herself. So you didn't need any help, and has handled that pretty quickly, and you guys all look like you made it out not too shabby, so what was all the fuss about? Grendridge, I didn't even fucking get to really hit anybody. He's like, all this build up for nothing. I'm ready for a bath and a beer, though. And you just see him walk off. What do the rest of you guys do?
Supposed to probably get a rest.
I can read my book.
Well, you guys can all rest if you wish, and
Probably that'd be a wise decision.
are we going to drop off the toy, or...
Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah, let's make that our next destination. We'll do that. And
You hear, back to Adventus! She yells over her shoulder to the crew. You hear the ship lurch and then start turning in the air under the mass wind and start making its way back. You guys all turn and start making your way towards your cabins, as you guys are gonna have a decent, I'd say 10 to 12-hour trip back towards Inventus if you guys are beelining it straight towards there. You guys go back to your cabins and you guys have a small meal that has been waiting. It's cold, been waiting for quite some time, but it was ready for you.
I've had worse. I've eaten bark.
You guys go through and devour your meals. At this time, Grendridge, he makes his way in the middle of the ship ride over to your door, Fuctus, and you hear a knock. You open? It
Yes.
So, work with an individual named Duga.
Do go on.
He fights at some of the battle boss. Heard you beat his ass pretty good about a week or so ago.
It was a good.
He actually represents me on part of my side investments. Let's just say I'm not going to be most likely a general. Might be looking to pick up a few investments. So once this is said and done and we make it back to Alvazine, I'm probably going to turn in my cape and cloak when they want, if not both. And, yeah, if they let me stay there, work for me. Jump some fights. Maybe get you in with some people that might be able to help you make some coin. Right people.
So often would I have to.
Maybe only once or twice. Fight the right people. And if you're really able to persuade and impress, might only have to fight once. We can get some individuals on our side. Get a couple into black market fights, you know. It's a big fight for us. Got a little coin we both throw in. You know, we need to do this dumbass shit. One for ourselves. House, do something. You know? Think on it.
My main priorities.
Oh. This is all done, just remember. Meet up at the battle ball when we make it back. Talk then. He leaves your room. Makes his way up. So he goes in, he shakes your hand. Hopefully something good can come. He makes his way out. Good fighting today. Yep. So, as you see him walking out, you're kind of waiting in the hallway outside. Takes you aside. You mention your family. So, tell you everything that I know. Teldris, he's alive. He was working with Cassandra, with some individuals that we know that were starting her academy with her, creating, I think, part of that machine that Orm found. Whatever infused that crystal with power, seems as if he may have helped her. Found out, that's why he ran. Thought he was in trouble. He's a smart one. Got a lot of magical power within him that he doesn't know what to do with. Need to find him. He's going to be important. There's a reason why she works so closely with him. The rest of your family. Some are dead. Especially recently. When Cassandra found out that you were, well, tracking down Teldris, you went after some members of your family. I heard they were dead. But I also heard they didn't make it. Whether or not that's true, can't say. But I know they're not probably Pixwell. Both parties are probably located somewhere in Geo. If I had to guess, probably as far as they can, maybe even heading towards Adre. We knew that Eldris was heading that way last. That was the last mission we had sent going that way. I'll go looking there, searching for the rest of your family. Is there anything else I can help you with? I know you fell today, but still did good. Did more than me, at least. Fucking nothing. You see him and he grabs his rest of his veil and he starts heading out. Well, hopefully we can drop this toy off and finish up this job and maybe won't need to cross paths anymore. Have a good night. Closes the door. He walks out. And that's where we're going to end today's session. We'll pick up next week with you guys on the airship, riding with the Crooked Crew, heading towards Inventus, looking to drop off the toy that Jonah gave you all for his son. And we will pick up there.
Orm is just going to be in whatever corner he's in, just silently holding the sliver of a gem. Holding it.
Okay. So you're just in your corridor, just doing it, hanging out with it. Alrighty. So we'll pick up next week there. Good session.